Welcome, everyone, to TF2 Coaching Central's Newbie Cup. This is the third one, hosted by these guys over at TF2CC. I'm your caster, Uncanny, and my co-caster here is Saucy Jack.
Hello?
So it looks like we're starting off with our first match today, gonna be, let me see, let's see, Pinkmans versus Wheat Warriors. Okay. We're gonna be playing Process for first map today. Yep. I've been playing for about 4 seasons now. I just finished my last IM season playing with Jack.
Yep. I have about 3 seasons of experience. We are wannabe main players. We just came out of IM. So we do have some amount of competitive experience under our belts.
All right. So first map of the day is Process. This is a pretty standard map for those of you not in the know. We're going to be looking for a lot of high ground control on mid fights from the scouts. And some good collapses from soldiers is going to determine mid fights pretty quickly. Okay, so we're about to pull up the rosters here. For the Pinkmans, we have Kribby on Scout, Labirus on Scout, Amagi on Soldier and Dragon Man on Soldier as well, with Rail on Demo Man and jayy on Medic. And for Wheat Warriors, we have Pink Biden and Big Idiot on Scout, Bread Bank and Robot Fair at 87 on Soldier, with Mr. Jukesy on Demo Man and C Chameleon on Medic. Yeah. So, Jack, what can we expect to see from these mid fights between these two teams?
These mid fights, well, as you said earlier, high control is incredibly important on this mid. It's also important to note that it is a rotational mid where both teams will either play passively and reactively for their waiting for bombs from the enemy team, or most teams will often rotate to the right side around each other, waiting for a play from either team's soldiers.
Yeah, that's right. Usually most teams favor the left side for the big pack that's out in front of IT. For the Demo Man to get a quick health boost to get them over that side, but either side can be pretty easy to hold if the Demo Man is able to stick off and get time, but it's all about that height control, because if the soldiers are on top, then the Demo Man can't get the spam, and he needs to lock out the rotation. But what you really should be looking for is baiting in these bombs so your scouts can start doing work to start getting the first picks of the mid. So usually the first picks you see are the soldiers that try to take the high ground and possibly get denied, or they go for the early bomb. Some soldiers actually favor the fast bomb, which lands them right in the enemy choke at the start of the mid, which can be especially dangerous to the Demo Man if he's not ready for it.
Common strategy I see among soldiers, and I am, some soldiers will fade bomb to attract attention from the scouts and other players on the enemy team, while another soldier does a real bomb under the chaos. They will often make a lot of space doing that, and then the two scouts on the team will collapse, either across the point or off of high ground. Something I have noticed while in my time playing is that around the crates is what's called the death corner, between the rocks and the health pack on the crates. It is very critical that teams don't stand here, as it has poor vision and you're very vulnerable to soldiers bombing.
Even if the med can land that good first surf, oftentimes they'll be up on the wall, and it's really easy to splash them for the final 50, which there's not much the med can do after that point, so you try to avoid the corner in general. Looks like we're just waiting on a few more players for blue team here as we get through warm-ups. But yeah, that death corner, you see that happen a lot in all divisions, and I don't think this one will be any exception. Just rotating along the rock there, which is why a right side rotation can be really dangerous on these mids, but oftentimes it can be rewarding if you're able to lock the enemy demo man out from that rotation. But what's going to be especially important is the follow-ups after the mid. You have to act quickly going into second after the mid fight, otherwise you could lose your staging area for the last fight. Especially if you wipe on a mid, you don't want to give your opponents any time to stage for a last fight.
Yep, it is imperative that you push your advantages when possible, leaving your flank scout to cap if he is available. Oftentimes, if the flank scout's dead, the pocket scout will cap. And the demo and the rest of the combo will go forward and try and lock out chokes on seconds, trying to push their advantage.
Yep. So a lot of times a simpler mid that you can do that can be quite easy to execute is double bomb mids, where instead of just taking the rotation, or in addition to the rotation, you just send both soldiers at a specific time. Usually they talk about it in the comms on the clock. They have a specific time that they'll go, and their team can walk with it. And usually they'll be going for either the demo or med for that early pick, because a lot of what determines mid fights is who can get the first pick. If your demo dies early, you have to start considering leaving the mid right away, which can end really poorly for you. But if you're able to leave a losing fight successfully, you have a chance to hold second. However, if you wipe, it's most likely that you have to set up on last right away.
Yeah, obviously wiping is very bad, but it's also important to note the strong Uber disad you will have if your team wipes and you don't manage to get their med. It's another thing that's important about mids. What most teams will do is if their med dies, they will salvage on the enemy's med, because the large disad, if the opposing med lives, will be so bad that they can often just snowball into a full round.
Yeah, that's completely right. So like, even it's imperative for meds on these mids to have good awareness of what's going on the field and being ready to leave when it's necessary, or ready to push when it's also necessary, because after mids, things can happen pretty fast. Processes are pretty heavy on the mid to last. Usually the team that wins the mid fight wins the round. As it's kind of hard to turn around. Pushing out a process last is something I still struggle with when I play the game, because of how many tight doorways there are and how many places the demo man can potentially sticky out. There's also some pretty sneaky hiding spaces for scouts to hide to go for the back cap, which we can probably expect to see a lot of today.
Yeah, imperative that you have all of your teammates clearing each other's doors. That's something our team would struggle with. A lot of times we fail to coordinate the push out of last, and oftentimes a player will get behind. Like Uncanny said, expect to see a lot of that.
So, in newbie cups, like we were just talking about, back caps are usually quite prevalent. So you got to make sure that you're clearing everything, just like Jack was talking about. There's a couple hiding spaces on process, not nearly as many as other maps, such as Gully Wash or maybe even Snake Water, but there still are hiding spaces that you have to check every time. or you're going to get threatened by the back cap. If you're coming from second to mid, you got to make sure sewer's clean, and you got to check IT. There's a couple of sneaky spots you can hang out inside there, waiting for the enemy team to move on so you can get that second cap. And if the second cap does start to happen, you have to quickly react. Your flank has to quickly react to that, so you're able to stop it before it becomes a larger issue and possibly lose the round.
Yeah, one important thing I struggled with when I started out as a flank player is oftentimes the coordination between the flank scout and the roamer. They need to be coordinated as if there's a rogue soldier. Let's say you're pushing out last and there's a rogue soldier in the shutter in 1, and the scout walks through 1, that scout will often get juggled and killed by the soldier, and then you have a player on last, which your team then has to worry about. And that causes chaos, which...
Looks like we're... Sorry to interrupt you, but it looks like we're going live here. Going on to the first mid-fight of the Newbie Cup. We got rollouts going right now. We're going to see which sides the demos decide to go. Looks like the Blue Scout's rolling out through IT right now. Get some early presence on that side. Red demo is already extended into the side and might get cut off by the soldier here. And the soldier just cleans them up coming out of sewer. But blue loses their med. And it looks like red might be taking this first mid-fight as blue backs out. And red is going to have about 70 ad going into the second fight. It seemed to me like the the red demo, excuse me, overextended a little bit on the left side there in front of sewer, and the soldier was able to cut him off coming out of sewer. But Jack, it looks like we're heading into the second fight here as a red soldier goes down through the choke. Red's trying to poke, trying to find an opening.
And red is pressuring. Blue team is doing a very good job at keeping IT locked down, while blue team builds their Uber, trying to keep it even.
Yep. It looks like blue team might be able to even this one out as red team tries to shove the flank out of IT. Yep. Looks like red loses their advantage and they're backing off from the choke. Let's see. Both soldiers for red team rolling out right now. And the flank still playing aggressively inside IT, trying to push him back a little bit.
Even Ubers now. It is time for red, as the attackers, to stage a sack play. Oftentimes, the soldier will fast bomb through choke to try and go after their med.
No, we already have a drop inside IT, and we nearly lose another one. Both the scout and soldier taking tons of damage here. We might see a counter coming from blue as the... Oh, no, we have another pick here. Both red soldiers down.
Red is down both of their soldiers. Blue team no longer has to worry about bombers. They're using in through choke, using this ad. They're exchanging on their demo. And the scout gets caught out on blue crate, gets cleaned up by Kirby.
Looks like the
also caught out.
The demo nearly got separated there.
The scout is isolated from a team. Will he get out of choke? He gets out of choke, and blue team takes the mid off that.
Man, taking the exchange, that was really well done by blue team. Just getting in there with the picks that they had. Just the pressure on IT was insane. As red team, as a flank player, I would be struggling to hold that. Just how aggressive they were. They could have possibly taken their beam into IT there to try and hold that and maybe get some easier picks. But we're looking at second here as red might be trying to sack, seeing as it's even. Some soldiers duking it out inside sewer right now.
Thanks, man. Demo's getting trapped on choke, making sure that is locked down. Nobody gets through that choke on that demo's watch. The two players close IT. Are they going to possibly push this IT? They're backing off. A lot of pressure from the flanks from blue team. They got two players in sewer and the scouts out.
Now we should be expecting a sack play to be coming from blue pretty soon. Looks like demo might be coming into pressure. But they got to keep their eyes on that IT there. They could get flanked right away. The soldier's poking it. I don't think he's been spotted yet. He's going in. And does he get the force here? The flanks get the force on the blue here as Red is able to hold back here. And we still have Cruiser alive behind in sewer. He's been spotted. He's probably yelling for his team to come in right now.
Nobody's watching IT. This is important. Soldiers coming into red IT behind choke. Is he going to get this force on the med? No, he misses rockets on the med. He gets the force. Very good salvage from the soldier.
And he gets out. Very good play by blue soldier there. Going to be able to salvage this and make it a lot easier to hold second as they get out.
He is out. Or he's dead.
So it looks like they're stacking cap here, going to try and deny the soldiers. They're not going to be able to deny the scout. Looks like they're poking second here to try and see what kind of positioning blue has. Red has a slight advantage. They might not be aware of it. Might once again be looking for a sack play. A lot of people getting behind. We were talking about that pregame. You got to make sure your eyes are on those flanks so you don't get hit from behind. If it's unspotted, that's basically a guaranteed force.
And slight skirmish on the flank. The soldier managed to take out Little Boy. It appears that this red soldier is pushing blue IT. He's coming into upper IT. They need to be careful here.
Ooh, the red soldier just barely makes it out after that attempted sack. Look, red could afford to send a double sack here, but they might just get the soldier in, try to get the force on blue here. But red is backing off. They're kind of clumping up on the outside of IT. They might be attempting to go for something through IT here. Yep, the med is committing into IT right now to get some heals on the flank.
It appears that they're tanking their soldier to try and shove IT.
And he gets the scout pick.
The soldier is very hurt. Is he going to get out? He just barely manages to get out. That's very important. Having that extra soldier is imperative for holding second.
So red should be
isolated in IT. He manages to get out by the skin of his teeth.
Yep, Red should be looking to take some space here to pressure for a sack. But red loses a soldier inside upper IT, and it looks like they're going to even things out.
We should expect a counter sack from blue team here.
Looks like the pressure is going to come up IT. Demo still playing back. Red soldier buying them space. IT. Looks like we're not going to be able to get a counter on this one. Red should be preparing or thinking about how to send in their next sack right now. They're going to attempt the IT shove again, and they get the pick.
All right, what are they going to do with this pick? They should be able to get a sack in through choke, or possibly even through IT.
Med continues to play inside IT to keep pressure on them, but in this situation, if I was blue team, I would be calling out the red medic inside of IT. Oh, we got a soldier.
Is in through choke. He manages to get 3 rockets off on the med, but he barely lives with 50 health, and he does not get the 4s.
Yeah. So we are still looking for picks inside of IT. Red is 2 soldiers down. Blue could possibly be looking to push this right now, but it looks like they might be a little bit too far back to attempt that. No, they're bringing him up choke as they bring the scout sewer to make some space.
Red has to be careful here. Without their 2 players, being down a player is extremely important in this fight, because any exchange that can happen, the left is going to be marginally worse.
And it looks like the players are going to even out again. We have a minute 40 left on the round clock. Red is probably going to be looking to try and get another pick again. They've been doing that quite successfully these past couple of minutes. Blue is sending a shove through sewer this time, but it looks like Breadbank is going to shove that down, or is going to shut that down. Excuse me.
The red team loses their soldier. Nobody's watching IT from blue side. Yeah. The soldier is in. He gets some spam on the combo, but will inevitably go down. Red team is without their soldiers.
Yeah, red just got forced here, and it's going to be an exchange. Blues is far better, as they're going to be able to take mid off of this.
Demo on high screen, very good spam. He's gonna get caught out by their scouts.
Oh, we got a back cap going on second. We were talking about that. Cruiser's gonna get second. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to stop him. He's gonna run for last. We have a spawner here who might be able to shut him down.
Blue team is backing out to support their spawner, and
Cruiser buying a lot of time for his team, and he gets the demo pick. If Cruiser gets the med here, this might be a round for Red. Very close, and the blue med just manages to get out.
All right, this is very good for Red team.
Cruiser with the big play there.
Down 3. What is Red team going to do off this? They could be able to send at 1 sack, not a double sack. They're down 1.
No, if they're aware of their ad here, they might even be able to just push this directly in. Can start peeking right now. Looks like the Red demo might want to take this 1.
All right. Got a heavy on last.
Looks like Red Soldier died to a trap on 2. Blue's just bringing out the heavy off class. And looks like things are going to even out. So thanks to Cruiser's massive back cap there got them so much space and finally managed to break the stalemate as Little Boy goes down. Jukesy with a huge air pipe.
Right.
And now Red's going to take space inside lobby and maybe look to get some space. The heavy's been spotted. Look. And it looks like things are going to go back to even.
They don't manage to get a sack off this. Not enough pressure in lobby for the soldiers to really get anything or even get in at all.
So right now, what most teams would be doing is be looking to take that space inside lobby, maybe spot some things like the heavy in order to get their sack in. Just find out where the med is, get in that pressure, draw some eyes.
The scout is isolated in IP.
Oh, Redbank finds the pick.
He manages to get the trade.
And lives. Blue's down 2. I would be rushing in right now, trying to work off these picks, and they do. They're going through 1, getting ready to use. The demo goes in on the heavy, and Blue gets forced.
On the heavy, this is good for Blue team. Red will have to get out as they're down 3, and the poor Uber, the scout, is going to get isolated from his team. Gets cleaned up by Ranger.
Oh, and Red's med goes down now. I think Red team had an excellent play there, all things considered, but it was just a little bit too slow, and they were able to get their spawners up, and the heavy was able to buy time for them. But Blue's going to need to get on the cap here, or risk getting back cap.
Spawners. Alright, fight's going on mid. 2 players get cleaned up. Blue's still down their soldier, but it's important to note that Red is down their crucial class demo.
Yep. Looks like Blue is a little slow to cap this one. There's a real threat there of a spy coming back if you don't cap that quickly. Even leaving the heavy there can be pretty bad. But we're gonna see it stabilizing here on second as the soldier might be going for the sack right away. He gets piped.
He gets denied. Very good pipes from the demo.
Rail there just denying the sack through a choke. Looks like Little Boy might be working his way into IT right now, looking for some pressure. No, they use straight in through choke. Ooh, the med gets sent flying by the trap, but it looks like they get the space they need to take this med.
Demo's isolated. He managed to reconnect with his med, and they get the med.
Red's still poking back in. They might be able to leapfrog this. They're at 90%.
Blue has to be careful. One rogue high bomb from a soldier.
The med might be caught here. If Red decides to use here, it could be very bad for Blue.
Alright, this is a very good spot for Red to use in. Their team is close with no Uber.
Oh, and here it is.
They should be able to get a lot of picks off this. To clean up the scout. 1 down in sewer.
Yeah. Looks like Cruiser's going to be able to commit from sewer and possibly clean up Ranger here. Both the scouts are able to do that. Red loses their medic as Blue comes back in from IT side. It looks like they're going to be able to hold against this leapfrog here.
Is red team going to go for the salvage here? No, they appear to be getting out. Scout's going for the salvage on the med.
Now, it looked to me like blue team could have been easily caught in there, but they just narrowly managed to avoid it, and now they're coming up with full ad. Looks like the soldiers might be getting caught in choke here if they decide to use in on them. Rail setting up for the use.
The red's playing a little close here. The soldier might make it caught. They use in through choke.
Red med is able to escape, it looks like, through one. Yep, he gets out, and we still have a soldier and scout in on second. The soldier is trying to get out, gets caught by Ranger, and it looks like it might be a trade. And blue manages to take second. They didn't get the med, so it's going to be a little bit of disad for them. But they could even poke last right now with the picks that they got off of that Uber.
Yeah, one important thing when pushing process last is making sure you get your combo into lobby before doing anything else. Because that is where you get very good pressure from your demo, and there opens up so many options for sacks and pushes through all the doorways.
Looks like red's going to get a gun set up on the left side, and they have the heavy on the right. And because of this, it looks like things are going to even out. It was possible that red might have been able to build and push out, but they would have had to be extremely quick. So they're playing it safe with the 2 off classes right now. He gets that to level 2. And now it's going to be extremely difficult for blue to do anything here as they take lobby.
Be getting into lobby. What are they going to do off this? They're eating a lot of spam from a lot of doorways. The scout gets cleaned up by the soldier. Demo possibly gets caught in lobby.
Man, the heavy's pushing straight into lobby, and he's going to get... Man, that's a wipe for blue. Now red's going to push out here and get second, and maybe, if you're fast enough, can even get mid. This is full ad.
Yeah, red just needs to leave their scout.
The red demo might get caught here and choke. He might just barely get out.
He has support from his combos. The soldier, but
just barely got out with 30 health.
Team has all their spawns. They should have plenty of.
Oh no! I'm looking at Little Boy and Sewer right now. Oh, he gets spotted. Good on Cruiser there for checking that. That could have been really bad. But red's going to take the user here into mid, and they're going to be able to shove. They're going to be able to shove blue out. Blue looking for an opening to get back in, but I don't think they have one. It looks like the soldiers and demo have this one locked out. They're going to stabilize on the mid to second fight.
Blue should have large ad here.
Yeah, blue has 40 ad. They might be able to take this directly in. I'd like to see some pushes from perhaps IT or even Sewer, though you don't see pushes from Sewer very much. If you went IT right now, you would be directly on top of red med. They might be able to spot that. But it looks like they take the use in from choke.
They're using it. Their demo bombs in. Does a lot of damage to the blue med. Gets caught out. Too far away from his med.
No. I'm seeing a soldier behind in IT right now. He might be going for the back cap, or he might just be looking for a salvage play.
Red managed to get a use in the mid.
The red soldier commits and cleans up the med.
Alright, soldier waiting on height, collapses on the med, gets the scout and the medic.
Is this demo going to get out here?
The demo is alone.
He's getting help, and he gets out!
Manages to get the scout pick with that.
Gets out with 4 health in the 1v3. And looks like they're going to be able to hold second off of that, and an incredible escape from Jukesy. Yeah, looks like red team is going to try and build and perhaps get some ad. Here, so when you're in stalemates like this, you want to build as quickly as you can to possibly be able to build check or just not get build checked yourself. So they're trying to keep things even right now, as blue might be poking for a sack.
Yeah, very important to be aware of Ubers in this situation. God forbid you get build checked. I imagine that'll happen a lot in this division.
Oh, looks like the red soldier got cleaned up outside of Sewer there.
Very good from this blue team's roamer.
Yep. And
they should
now
be able to work the stack off this.
Now, if attacking teams are able to get that early pick, they can't. They could theoretically they could just push entirely without having to sack at all. But a safer bet might be to send the double sack. Oh, looks like we got a red soldier coming in from behind IT. Might be able to get this force here on blue med, but he manages to just duck behind the rock and avoid that second rocket.
Alright, one sack from the blue soldier back into second. We'll get cleaned up. And things will be even once more. Soldier is going in on the med through choke. He doesn't get anything. Red is now down too.
Oh, blue takes the use in through choke, and they're going to clean up cruiser on the ground. Red uses as well, but they're not able to get anything. They're already down two. So they're going to lose second here. And it's going to be even for the last fight. Looks like Soldier's getting into lobby here, trying to poke and see what he can get. Now, typically when I am building with my meta on second, I like to keep out of sniper sight lines. But it doesn't seem like either team has been running sniper on last yet. Though you see it. Some teams like to do it more than other teams. But you got to check and pretend like there's a sniper all the time.
Alright, blue has now worked their way into lobby.
Looks like red's getting the gun up on the left. That's going to be their only off-class holding. Looks like they're playing near 5, but the med got forced inside the lobby as they try to take this in through 3 to clean up.
This will be very poor for blue team. Soldier gets caught out and roll out. The scout's poking through 1. And pressuring into lobby.
They're going to be able to clean up.
Fight going on.
Looks like they're able to clean up the med there on second, get some pretty big ad and Uber ad and numbers ad, but the soldier gets cleaned up. They need to get on second right away. But both scouts still holding it here. This could be really dangerous if they try to push out.
It's definitely possible. They have a lot of space.
Red team with 30 ads starting off.
Alright, soldier bombing through raw, taking a lot of space for
blue team does not want to give up this point.
Soldier has to be careful. It easily could get caught out in that position, but they do manage to get out, and things will even out once more.
Oh, soldier might get cleaned up inside of IT there. That's going to be an early pick to perhaps get in. They still have ad. If they keep building here, they might be able to take this through choke before blue soldier is able to respawn and roll out. Red's still putting heavy pressure on the flank, and they clean up the scout. Red's going to start walking through choke, try and take advantage.
Yeah, very small ad from Red. They are pushing through choke.
Blue team's holding really close here. They could get caught, especially by the soldier.
Soldier's in through choke. Managed to take a lot of space for his team, and
it looks like things evened out here, but Red manages to get some space off of that bomb. Blue gets forced. Red's is going to be way better here. Here comes the collapse. It's going to be on the point. Blue's going to try and escape. He gets caught out by the soldier near sewer, and he just barely survives.
30 health, walking out through sewer. As a scout with him, and
blue med just barely manages to get out. Red manages to deny 2 players. They could get in right away. They're still holding close.
Okay, well, soldier speed shots through choke. Gets a little bit of pressure for his team, but is forced out.
Looks like blue is able to get their players back, and this is going to once again be a stalemate on mid-second. We've been seeing this a lot. I mean, this is pretty difficult to break. In the higher levels, often you see off classes coming up at this point because of how difficult these stalemates are to break. An especially common one is the sniper inside a sewer because of that huge sight line they can get, and it can be extremely oppressive. Looks like blue's going to put 2 soldiers inside of IT. I don't know if they'll be able to get anything off of that. Looks like they're going to get forced out.
Just taking their soldier in IT, possibly in an attempt to shove this.
Now look. Now you could be holding a lot closer to choke here. There's not terribly much of a threat going on, and you just got to make sure that you're not giving up that space.
All right, important fight on IT. Soldier manages to get cleaned up by the combo in IT.
Red could be looking for a double sack here, or just just try to break the stalemate. Soldier's gonna go in.
Goes in, doesn't get anything. Gets denied by the scouts. A little bit of pressure from their demo through choke.
Red Bank there trying to get the sack in, doesn't quite hit the jump. It looks like Ranger's gonna get cleaned up inside of IT. Little Boy is pushing up, and oh, ooh, that was very close. So going inside of IT, you typically don't want to do that without a huge buff because it's so easy to get juggled. Little Boy going in through choke. Oh my! Oh!
Very important. Nobody's watching IT.
No, Red Med just dropped.
The blue medic.
Blue uses in through choke to take mid here.
Still get this. The scout is very isolated from his team. Tries to get on the med for the salvage. Gets cleaned up by the scouts.
Looks like we got another salvage coming in from Red Bank on top. Hits the med once, and ooh, the Ranger just cleans him up.
Get the scout.
Ranger doing an excellent job here keeping his med alive. There's a couple of salvage plays coming in from there, but he manages to hold them off. Oh, Med is alone on mid now.
Isolated. He needs to be careful. Okay, the scout links up back with his med. This should be 20 ad for blue team. Very small ad, but any main color might have the chutzpah required to push off of it.
Well, it looks like we're just going to be peeking into second here, trying to find the opening they need to break this. They do have a small amount of ad, though. If they did a blind use through choke, they might be able to catch the med. The med's in kind of a vulnerable location right now, standing on top of point. But Red might be able to even this out. Oh, they're bringing Beam inside of IT. They might be going for this. They use it in on Kirby right now.
They managed to get the soldier.
They managed to get picks. Oh, Red just barely manages to get Uber and might be able to force this out.
Very good for blue.
Red's already dropped their demo.
Alright, collapse from the soldier. Gets a lot of damage on the combo from Red, and DM fight going on between the soldier.
And Red Man is trying to get out. Oh, and Rail is just barely able to squeeze out that pick there as they're getting into last here. They might finally be able to get this cap.
Demo's alone. Easy cleanup.
Mushroom Man is not afraid. He's going to walk right on that demo, and that's going to be the first round.
No fear from the blue medic.
Mushroom Man. Yep. Mushroom Man. Just walking directly on that demo. He was not afraid. He was ready to get that cap time. He was ready for this round to be over. Looks like we only got 3 minutes left.
Here's that
for Wheat to try and even this out.
The demo appears to be alone on the left side of mid. That should be easy pickings for the blue combo. And the demo goes down. A bomb from the soldier. Manages to get the scout very weak. The health is poor from Red, but they do have positioning.
That was a very good bomb from Red Bank there, getting them a lot of space, and that might secure them this mid.
Scout is isolated.
Cruiser looking for one more pick. And Blue is forced to concede the mid here. A very good double bomb from Red there that got them the space they needed to recover from that early demo pick. They're going to bring in double scout here, try to get some space. Persuasion nearly getting picked.
Blue has positioning on high, which is very important. They managed to get the soldier. The scout is isolated from his team on the lower near IT. This is bad for Red. Red needs to get out here. They have no positioning and very poor health, and the Red medic gets forced.
Oh, and Blue does the counter here, and they might try to take this chase straight through choke. Jukesy might be able to lock him out here.
Alright, Blue's pressuring choke. He manages to get a lot of damage on the demo. The soldier is in.
Little Boy jumping all the way in behind. This is going to be insane pressure on Red. This is not good. Little Boy might be able to get the pick here.
The demo is isolated. The soldier bombs into choke and manages to get some damage.
Little Boy just managed to take out the med there, and he's still going. And some very good cleanup there from Little Boy, just making the space that they needed to get this mid.
Blue team is stacking cap in hopes of denying the entire team, but the Demo Man manages to spawn, which is very important.
No, Jack, there's only 1 minute left on the clock here. Red team has to do something fast.
The soldier gets cleaned up.
Let's see. It looks like
salvage play coming from red team. They managed to get the med, but it doesn't matter because red is only 1 player up. It should be easy for.
Well, with 30 seconds left. Okay, that's another round, and that's GG's for this map right here. So we had a lot of stalemates going on. Only able to get 2 rounds in the time that we had. Let's see. Some very even fights. A lot of picks going on in IT. Easy to get overextended inside there. You have to be very careful about going inside IT at all. It's so easy to get juggled inside of there and picked, even if you have the full buff.
Yeah, that happened a lot. Blue Soldier was getting caught out a lot in IT by flying shoves. It was very easy to die when Med just tanks 2 soldiers in through IT, forces you out. Important to have at least like a scout or something just passively watching IT. Because all you need is that information. You don't have to stuff them in IT entirely.
Of course, you should go for the picks if you see them overextending, but oftentimes you don't want to get caught out inside there.
Yeah, don't want to overextend yourself. One thing I saw in the mids is that Blue is doing a good job at catching isolated players. On that second mid, when the demo isolated himself on the death corner, the soldiers and scouts were very quick to jump on that and get the demo pick.
Yeah, I do believe if Juxi was a little bit slower on that rotation there, it might have been a little bit better, but you got to remember that your team's not quite there yet. As the demo gets there to the mid a lot faster than everyone else. So you got to play a little bit slowly, a little bit patiently. Just try to look for those sticky snipes, especially on the med early on.
So overall, good performance from Blue team. Getting those 2 rounds.
Let's see here. Great performance from both teams today for this first match. Let's see. Yeah, we should take a look at the logs here and see what was going on. We had a lot of fighting inside IT for the flank players. Looks like the medics were going pretty even. Little boy top DPMing with 339.
And Blue Scout Ranger doing very well, getting 263 DPM, 28 kills. Very good job at cleaning up after their soldiers.
So with all that going on, just a lot of stalemating. It can be very easy to get caught out in some places where you probably shouldn't be.
Yeah, very easy to get antsy when you're playing this game.
Yeah.
It's important to learn how to be patient and wait for your opportunity to go for a play.
So you always got to keep your eyes out and just keep on your toes. You're usually trying to get that pressure out and get in that sack, but picks in between those sacks can make things even harder. And so we are going to cut to break, and we will see you in the second match of the day in about 10 minutes.
feels like it's all over now, but I carry on.
Raising you up, but I'm cast down, down. Just trying to act like you wanted me to. Months go by, wondering why. Wish I could rise and fall when you wanted me to. I know what I said, I know what I did. I'm clearly out of my mind. we grow, all the damage is done. Could you want me to? We do slow dance, no chance. You step back 'cause I'm moving into you. Stuck in the slow dance, no chance to go any faster. Disaster. Wanted by the sea, rising nothing left to say. What you made away. Wherever you've gone, no matter how far, I don't care if it hurts. I just want you back home.
If I like what you hate, will your colors separate? If your mind's not okay, I still do it anyway. So how do I go about you? I'm a simple machine, but my mind is hard to clean. No sign of the snakes till the ladder finally breaks. So how do I go about you? into your eyes, I can't find you. I don't know what happened to the girl I knew. When there was a light that would shine through, nothing could be wrong when I was here with you. We can bring the days back that we missed. Why should we keep hurting ourselves like this? How'd we get so lost in same old, same old? Maybe I would rather get lost with you. Why don't we escape when I can leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. I know we can get it right this time. Why can't we escape when I can leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. There's no way I'm turning back this time. What if all the words were understood? What if all the doubt was gone for good? What if I could bring the world to you? Could you live today like your last view? What if all the words were understood? What if all the doubt was gone for good? What if I could bring the world to you? Could you live today like your last view? Why don't we escape when I can leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. I know we can get it right this time. Why can't we escape when I can leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. There's no way I'm turning back this time. Don't you see there's nowhere to run? Don't you see your faith high? Can't you see the damage you've done? Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? Don't you see there's nowhere to run? Don't you see your faith high? Can't you see the damage you've done? Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? Closest part of me that's always seen doors. I question, I don't know if I can take it anymore. Don't you ever wonder why you can't sleep at night? That dream feels so much better if you just wipe the discount clean. You can't keep doing all this bad air, thin ice, trap door. Feels so much better if you face what you can't ignore. You can't keep doing all this. Now's your chance to stop running from the world. I get it. I don't wanna see you cry anymore. I've ground spins in the dark within your heart. Find dust, bliss from the top. so much better if you just wipe the disc, get clean. You can't keep living I walk the lines away with my heart. I walk into the rain. You can see through the soles of my shoes. But I walk into the world, sinks down and rises again. As high as a siren speeding by. As far as I can see, I fly like a bird above the earth. But I walk into the world, sinks down and rises again. On the road the sun was beating down, but your eyes won't steal away. Your words were spilling like blood, and the water turned red, and I started sinking under. I tried but I couldn't swim at all. You tore into my heart. Your voice is still inside my head, but your light is really gone. I want to breathe the dark instead. I don't wanna be a wordless man. It all comes back to you. It all comes back to you. These are the words I carry on. Feels like it's all over now, but I carry on. I carry on. I carry on.
All right, guys, welcome back to the TF2 Coaching Central Newbie Cup. I am Jay. I'm going to be solo casting this one. We're actually already into a match, mind you. It is Posture Check versus the Pinkmans. I just got the STV, so I'm just going to go straight into it. We're live on Bagel right now. Facing off it on red is the Pinkmans. Meanwhile, on Posture Check, you have them on the blue side. So Posture Check have taken the first point. They have managed to get the opening cap to start off the round, and meanwhile you're going to see probably some re-aggression, and Rail's actually going to take it in through house. He's going to get the pick on the left house in a corrupted bit. Meanwhile, another soldier's fighting. It's Little Boy fighting against that scout who has to go run back, scurry for the medium pack. Lol is with his combo. Right now they're trying to contest point. They just need to bait the cap though. They don't actually have to bait it at that. They have the cap already to boot. And Ranger's going to try to fight it, but he's already lost his scout and demo. So there's no combo right now available to even contest this point. Sure, you got Little Boy getting the cap, but because he's gotten the cap after everybody on his team has collapsed, there's respawns are even more delayed. On Koth, when you have the cap on the mid and your teammates die, they have a longer respawn timer compared to the people that are trying to push back in. So we have Posture Check position on plat. They have Zeeberg. They have both soldiers ready to stuff this main choke point, and they're actually going to funnel through main, but Mushroom gets down to a spot. Spam rocket from Corrupted Bit. And look at all these players. They're lit up like Christmas trees out here. And Amagi's going to go down to add to their troubles. Ranger here towards right ramp with his demo and soldier. They can't really get out. Look at the forward hold that has been set up by Posture Check. You got the combo towards plat. Demo's locking out ramp. Little Boy's trying to get out through plat actually to add to that. And he's going to jump through. He's going to get there pretty cleanly onto Miss. 2 rockets. Make that a third. It's a 3-for-1 deal. He gets the medic with those 3 rockets. And that's going to give the call for his team to flood out the floodgates. Ranger and Rail get a pick a piece. Ranger is in. Sidelines onto Corrupted Bit. Might get a soldier to boot. That's a 2 kill for Ranger. And he's already pushing in through main. Might be a bit too overextended. A bridge too far at that. And the forward hold is going to be set up by the Pinkmans. They have about a 35 Uber ad. Mushroom Man's just kind of looking for players to heal, but he needs to be positioned on plat to double buff those soldiers to be able to spam main at that. You can't really have this single soldier, Little Boy, corralling the players towards main. They're actually going to fall back and let Ranger get a kill onto somebody. In the meanwhile, there's a double sack, a 4-man sack going into Mushroom Man. Lol is going to go down to Rail, hitting him on the blind side. Amagi is going to go walk onto the scout here, who was a bit late to the party for the 4-man. I mean, he can still go for it, and he actually found a good opportune time to try to get onto Mushroom, but Mushroom's going to be able to escape, counting his lucky stars indeed, and Ranger's going to try to keep up the chase, but you don't want to overextend for kills. Since they have the cap right now, any death further inconveniences their ability to hold this point. Rail's gonna try to fend off the players pushing in through plat. Amagi's caught in, and now Lowell is trying to aggress through. Soldiers in onto the medic. Corrupted is trying to jump through. They actually get out the Uber from the side of Pinkman's, and Pinkman's is gonna try to take it in, but the Uber is out from Mist. Posture Check actually have a favorable Uber, and they have man advantage at that. With Creeper Cobra getting Kirby too, that's actually gonna favor them a lot more. They even get Mushroom. It's just Little Boy, 20 HP. And he's going to potentially go down. Might actually make it out alive. He's able to grab the pack. All good in the hood. Okay, my
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
apologies for the for no audio there, but we are back into the game. Sorry for that. I'm already into the game right now. And Posture Check, they're actually walking back in onto mid, and they get 3 kills in the blink of an eye. Corrupted Bit's gonna have to walk back for the pack, but that's okay. It's just Kirby and Rail on plat. Soldiers bombing in, gets killed by Rail, and Corrupted Bit is here to hold plat alone. Rail and Co, they're gonna try to walk back in here through main. Medic is actually over ahead of his team. You don't want to be walking ahead of your team as the medic. That just leaves you more susceptible to spam. Little Boy is just gonna waddle through. The little duck waddles, and he's gonna actually now jump on a point and going for the big man jump, but he doesn't get anything. Does bounce Rail or Low back on low HP, but they are able to get the cap off of that sacrifice. He's a martyr to the cause. Corrupted Bit gonna go down, and Ranger is able to get that pick. Lowell is gonna try to quell the forces back and push on the point. Z-Bird on top. Uber is out. Shrimp or Posture Check, they're able to get the picks on point. Lowell gonna get Kirby in the midst of that chaos. Amagi is going to go for the post. He has to reload rockets. He tries to jump preemptively, but he doesn't have any rockets loaded at his disposal. They're going to get the cap on Pinkman's. And they just got to clear the 6. They're currently in an overtime situation, so Posture Check are able to get the cap. Once again, they won the round, and they'll take the first round of the game. Seaberg is walking into right house. He might get a good flank. No soldiers watching the house, surprisingly, but I think the medic mushroom caught him just as he was trying to enter the fray. Soldier is going to bomb onto Shed there. We'll get a good damage on that red soldier. And Z-Berg has actually sprung the trap. He's onto the rail, but Rail manages to live on a sliver of health. Ranger, in the meanwhile, though, he's walking around in no man's land, trying to take the 1v1s wherever he can. Corrupted Bit is down low, but he isn't able to get that kill. Corrupted Bit is counting his lucky stars as he's walking back in. He shot himself. Oh, no. And Little Boy's in for the nuke. It's a Hiroshima bomb as he gets the force onto the medic and even gets a kill onto a scout. Lola's going to try to jump to save the troubles here, and he actually sinks up on a Kirby, lives on 4 HP, and they actually get the cap off of that, so Posture Check, they are able to get the first round. So Posture Check, they're back up. They're going to roll out to this next mid, and Lowell is actually not going to hit the ramp slide, but that's okay. It's not really, there is no negligible difference if you don't roll out faster on Koth. It's just a matter of what you're able to see and get info on and relay to your team very early on. Ranger is already pushing the efforts in right house. Little Boy in the meanwhile taking another fight in left house against Corrupted Bit. They're trying. Lowell is actually getting a lot of good spam on the right house, and then with Corrupted Bit's help, they've actually Pinkman's have overloaded right house, and they could actually get a flank on, but they don't have any eyes anywhere else. And there might be a bomb behind by D-Berg. 1, 2, only able to get 2, but the medic is down, so the heal's gonna be played by Posture Check. It's just a matter of if they can meet their medic alive. There's a scout behind in right house. Curry was in on the medic, had to go down to Lowell, but that's okay. They've kept Mist alive. They've kept their full Uber advantage alive, and they're just gonna have to play the 4-man stack on Pinkman's. Ideally, when you don't have Uber Ed, and that's so early on in the round, with 2 minutes and 30 left, they definitely have time to try to go for a 4-man. Work together their soldiers, leave their pocket scout to build and spawn with their medic. But I think they're just gonna try to go for the cap instead. Ranger is going to walk onto right house, pick a fight against Seaberg, but he's already losing the fight, down on 1 HP. We're gonna fall down very soon there, but he's gonna go for the pack. In the meanwhile, there's a scout that's overaggressed on point, and Ranger's just chipping damage. Little by little, their HP whittles as he's onto the scout now. He's switching targets. It's like a... Oh, Rail actually bombed in for the force. They actually went for the 4-man, and they are able to get the force on a miss. Lowell has caught the medic, though. If he just connects one more pipe... Oh, no, he got the Uber Saw Mushroom in. He doesn't need any help from his striking classes. He can manage on his own. And a Little Boy tried to go for the medic, but look at the HP right now. Kirby can just walk back on a point, shoot these players that are not connected with the heal beam on Posture Check, and they can just play the point off of that. Mushroom Man is going to get bombed by Zeeberg. Can he manage to surf away? He's protected by his cavalry. His scouts are at his disposal, and they're able to deny the soldier just too easy there. Corrupted Bit is already spotted too. His location's revealed. He's getting ran up by 2 scouts, a soldier's worst nightmare, and he does go down. Pinkmen are looking to stage a good comeback here. I mean, they've lost the first round, but they have Uberhead. Mushroom, though, I'm not really liking this position considering the forward hold scenario and the players are now just funneling out of main. There was definitely enough time with all of the respawns for Pinkmans to set up on plat with a double soldier, and then they could probably have the demos trap off lower left here where you can see that Amagi is looking at. But Ranger's gonna walk out of demo. He doesn't have the S key binded, and Little Boy doesn't either. They're in some main. They get 2 kills, actually a third to boot. Seaberg is down. Ranger's going for more. He's hungry. He smells blood in the water, and he gets a 4th at that. Corrupted Bit going down. Ranger's currently on a 4-kill streak. He's staying alive, doing his job as a scout. I don't actually know if Pinkman's. I think, according to Nabla, aka Daffodil, I think he's a ringer for this team. I was looking at the team odds. Didn't see him on that, but all good. Anyways, Miles' return is going to walk in through right here. He's relatively unspotted here, and he's going to try to get onto the medic, but all the shots are beef. 3 strikes and you're out, my friend, and they're not able to get that pick onto the medic, so Mushroom is sitting pretty with full Uberhead, but Little Boy's in for the nuke. He's onto the medic, manages to get the force, but can they get the force out of Pinkman's? They managed to do so eventually, but they dropped 2 on the side of red. Little Boy is caught in. He's on a bridge, and he actually does go down to Creeper Cobra, and Corrupted Bit goes in from behind, isn't able to get the medic. He actually kills himself at that, so maybe he gets a negative kill for that. Seaberg, for his troubles, is going to walk in onto a demo that's standing alone. He's going to go down. Shrimp lol, or just lol. He's going to get that pick. Get the credits for that. Pinkmans and Co., they're going to be walking back on a point. Here they have a player add to their name, but Zeeberg's behind. He can go for a bomb here, but he goes for the jump. 3 players are caught into the crossfire, but he's not able to get any daylight robbery taken from him. He should have had kills to his name, but he doesn't manage to do so. And Little Boy, he's going to try to respawn. Corrupted Bit is caught in main behind, but he's not going to get chased down. He's going to actually defend himself, gets a kill on Amagi, and he might get the medic too. He actually catches a stray rocket onto the scout. Kirby just catching all that smoke out there. And Rail, he's trying to fight Corrupted Bit, but he's not able to get the kill. So many players just living on a single point of health. Rail and Co., they have the Uber, they have a 20-second lead, but every second it goes, it dwindles down, and this timer, posture check, they can claw their way back into this game. But there's a push in main through main, 5 blue players into red spawn, and they're just collapsing on the flank. Rail's caught out, Soldier here too. Actually, no, a scout going down. They're caught in on the wrong side of the map in this post-super. Miss needs to find a way out. It's run, Bambi, run right now. He's running away, but he's getting ran at by his scout. Soldiers in. It's just a clean-up city here for posture check. I'm not too sure what to make of it right now, but they have the point somehow out of all of this. Actually, no, they're just going to delay their spawns, and what you really want to see when you delay your spawns is that when you're delaying the cap, you're trying to get your spawns on time, because if you get that cap, it delays the spawns even further for your currently respawning waves. So Rail here and Co., they're going to try to get back up here. They're going to build on Kirby. Potentially, no. But Ranger's actually just going to take a fight in-house. He's going to go down to Zeeberg here. Potentially not. Really. Soldier's in. Little Boy's going to blindside him. Catch him on the other side, but he's not able to get that kill. 2 scouts are now trying to kill him, and now a soldier to boot. They need 4 just to take Little Boy down. A nuclear device like that definitely needs careful handling. And Zeeberg is in onto the medic now. Mushroom bounced in main. He's gonna grab the pack. I'm not sure if he's gonna manage to live though. Rail's gonna have to give his life just to keep him alive. And Zeeberg just still unaccounted for. The account expenses, it's like Enron out here. They're not keeping track of him. He still manages to die, but that's okay. They keep their medic alive. Pinkman's and Co. Amagi. He's gonna get onto the demo, but no kills just yet. Scouts in onto the medic. Little Boy's now in. They're just trading and tag teaming in through the ring. So Demo is aggressive and actually goes on to Amagi. He's been dropped in the Uber. Actually, his apostle trick has a slightly worse Uber to boot, but actually they get the trade onto Rail. They have a soldier ready to bomb in on the post. This is an absolute collapse. They're just bleeding the floor with red blood right now. Medic is alone, but Ranger, he's the only man left for the Pinkmans, and he goes down to Zeeberg. So first round going to the Pinkmans eventually, and Zeeberg will collect the concessions, gets a kill after the round ends. He caps off the round with a 4K in regular time. We're looking pretty good here. So actually, Posture Check get 2 rounds. I thought they were red for a second, so all good. Next rollout here, Lol. Getting there mid around the same time. On Koth, I mean, the roll is kind of pretty negligible, but on 5 CP, that's where the speed of the Demo Man roll does matter. Unless you're uberly late. Zeeberg's already fast in right house. So is Corrupted Bit, but Corrupted Bit is getting lit up. He needs to jump out to get the health pack. He does manage to do so, but a soldier's already on his case. Little boy beats his jump, hits his head on the wall, a grade A concussion, but it's okay. Creeper Cobra is now going to fight on point. Little boy's going to try to help too, but they've actually called back the forces, and they've actually gotten a pick on the Pinkmans, but what else are they getting? They have a little boy flank who kills the medic? I'm not too sure what's going on, but I mean, heals are down for Posture Check. They're going to have to go for the 4-man. Seaberg is onto the medic, trying to get anything that he can, but he doesn't manage to do so. Corrupted Bit's going to try to follow up, but nothing to take home about. And Pinkmans, they take the cap right back. Only 9 seconds shaved off the clock for Posture Check, but Pinkmans, they have a full Uber to boot. Mushroom Man and Co, they're just gonna they could be setting up a forward hold here. I'm not really sure about the idea behind this hold here on mid, and when they could be dealing a lot further. And Zeeberg's gonna go for oh, it gets blasted out of the air, an air shot, and then let up with scatter pellets. Corrupted Bit's gonna go down in the backlines. Rangers just calling back the forces in main. He has nobody to find because they're all the way out in spawn. Healing up, they'll build up that Uber eventually. Now it's going to be an even Uber situation as they look to recommit through main. Sometimes if you're spotted in main by the 2 soldiers, like generally you'd have 2 soldiers on plat here, but you only have a Magi and a Scout. They can stuff them out, and then you would have the combo rotate around through the ramp area, which is where Male's return is, and Lol is. And that's where the heals are actually going to go. But Corrupted Bit's going to take this fight against a Magi. Lights him up, trades equal damage. They get the kill onto Little Boy, but not without losing everybody else. They've lost their flank. Uber is out, but nowhere near the point. So Airshot potentially no. Zeeberg's going to count his time. He's going to get the kill. He's going to jump behind in the post. But what else is there? There's a Scout chasing onto the medic. Mist is going to go down here, pulls out the Sullen Bell, but isn't able to get anything. Zeeberg is in. He knows the medic's alone. He doesn't have his scouts, but a great surf by Mushroom Man. Manages to get out unscathed. Takes a bit of... Gets scratched up a little bit, but he's good for wear. Corrupted Bit is worse for wear, though, on his end. He gets sidelined by Ranger. Just drive-by and shot up. And Kirby and Co., they have a 1 minute and 40 lead right now. It's actually looking pretty good for them. So... they can manage to just play the Uber ad here. Or just the point time here. With every second winding down, it just puts Posture Check in a bigger hole here. And they're going to try to walk out with their soldiers in. They get a pick onto Rail, but they aren't able to get the medic. And Creeper Cobra is going to follow up off his soldiers' distractions. Just one more shot would have done it to work, but the 4-man is not successful. They get 3 picks, but there's nobody else to follow up on that.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Little Boy's coming out. They're on to point right now. Uber is out. Mist hasn't popped just yet. He actually does have the force eventually to that rocket from Little Boy. But in post-Uber, it's a matter of what the chaos is flooding in. Zeeberg's behind, gets killed. Corrupted Bit's gonna bomb. He's on to the medic demo. He's found his target, but he's not able to get a kill. Kirby here has to protect his other scout who has gotten the medic. And Ranger's gonna on a 10K. He's on a tear right now. His reign of terror looks to see no end. As Kirby does kill Creeper Cobra, but Pinkmans, they are able to start a comeback. First round on the board. Rolling out here. Both teams, it's currently a 2-1 scoreline. Posture Check is in the lead, but Pinkmans are able to claw the deficit back to 1. Ranger's already aggressive, but he's facing 2 flanks in house, and he's already down to 26 HP, so Zeeberg catches him on the fallback, and Rail, he's going to try to equalize the situation here, but Corrupted Bit is aggressive in right house. He might be overextended. He's going to have to fall back, but Boy does trade out with Zeeberg, so soldiers are traded. Creeper Cobra is onto the demo. A scout might die here. Actually, Kirby's going to be the one to fall. And Mail has found Mushroom standing alone on an island. He's also found Rail, but Rail's going to get killed by Corrupted Bit. And there's a medic. Oh my gosh, the direct from Amagi kills Miss, but he gets Katana down by Lol. Slain by the sword, he will. And Pinkman's, they don't have the cap, but they got the medic. So, Mushroom's gonna respawn with a slight Uber considering Miss delayed respawn timer. So they'll have about a 25 Uber to boot as they look to push back into mid. D-Burger is here on right house. Corrupted Bit is on point. They're spamming down the medic. Mushroom's crouching. I'm not sure that's gonna dodge any rockets, my friend. He's already down up to 450 HP. Little boy here on the house. Ranger's aggressive. He's the spearhead of this push. He's very aggressive, and Amagi's trying to match his pace, but they're taking so much damage for it. Soldier here, spamming down rockets. Corrupted Bit just hasn't sprung just yet, but they know he's activated and ready to push. Shrimp Lol does able to get a pick, and Corrupted's gonna bomb. He's gonna finally show his hand. The rocket does actually clip into the rock. So Zeeberg's gonna take all the credit for all the kills, and Lol does get a kill on a Mushroom. Zeeberg is not gonna try to kill Kirby, but Kirby manages to come out of the situation, but he does die in the end. Shrimp Lol is currently on a 7k. So this man's doing all the work for posture check. Ranger's just trying to push out, but he's carpeted off by stickies. Zeeberg's gonna try to stuff these soldiers in main, but he's gonna get 2-on-1 and will die to that. Amagi gets arrowed, but he's kind of sitting pretty on HP, so he doesn't need to worry about his current situation. They're gonna heal up and recommit. Look at where Mist is right now. They have a 50 Ubred. I think they're gonna try to bait them on a point and then eventually use. But no, the 4-man is in. Rail hasn't connected anything. So, Mist isn't taking any damage, but Little Boy's gonna show up to the party. They light up Mist. He bounces them into a corner, and when a man is down low, he's gonna have to force. Mist does pop the Uber, and the team is gonna clean up here. Creeper Cobra, Seabird, get a pick a piece. Ranger's gonna fall back, and I mean, Kirby and Co, they have Uber, but they can't afford to bleed any players. Ranger's gonna fall back, knows he can't aggress while his team is gonna push out with eventual Uber, but Mushroom is low, 60 HP. I think they might just try to pop out here to open the floodgates and potentially get any damage, but look at this, the Uber is out. Corrupted Bit is just gonna get piped, might get air piped, doesn't manage to do so, but Little Boy's onto the medic, but everybody is falling back towards Plat. Corrupted Bit's the only man caught out, and Ranger and Co, they get ground, but they don't get any mileage with the kills. No reward points to their name. Amagi's trying to get up on a shed, he's beefing his jumps. And Creeper Cobra's trying to get out through Plat. He's taking spam. They can't get out anywhere right now. Rail is setting up traps towards main. Left is kind of open as long as Little Boy, or Amagi that is, isn't able to lock it down with Ranger. Ranger's trying to get aggressive. He doesn't spot that soldier in the corner. He finds Zeeberg though, so he might take that fight and try to win it. But Amagi goes down and Ranger goes down too, getting aggressive. The Devil is on point for posture check, and they popped out the Uber. They're trying to get aggressive here. Soldier gets a kill on the Plat. Creeper's trying to change the demo in main. Mushroom doesn't have his Uber. They're only at 75%. Corrupted Bit, I mean, trying to pressure the demo in main. I'm not too sure what's going to go on here, but Corrupted Bit's in a good situation here. They potentially get a flank as long as Rail doesn't see it. He's hidden in the shadows, and they're gonna push out, but they don't clear their corners, so Corrupted Bits, oh no, they've early used. I think they must have predicted it or telegraphed it. Corrupted Bits caught behind. He's gonna go down. Little Boy is in with the little bomb, and he's gonna try to get a kill, but he's not managing to get anything but just needless damage. Zeeberg is gonna get blindsided here by Amagi, who actually kills himself. Or actually, they trade rockets and trade 1-for-1. So Lol and Co, they're going to try to walk back in off those picks. They know there's no soldiers to pressure them up, but they still have to worry about Rail here on point. He kind of showed up last game on process, and Rail does get the pick on a male. So Ranger can probably get the cap here, but Rail is just shooting down pipes, and he's railing them in the dome. Corrupted Bit's going to bomb behind. He'll find a kill on a Corrupted Bit. Or, I mean, Rail. The Uber is out. Lol does connect the pipes onto the medic, but his soldier on point does go down. Kirby, he's dancing around like a ballerina. He's looking to just avoid the damage, but Lol, this guy's got aimbot. He kills two, doesn't need any help. This man's on a one-man army, and Amagi does finally end his kill streak, but Amagi gets hit in the head, hit with the textbook. He's down to the solemn bow. Miss gets a kill. Rail is trying to defend the masses here against these overwhelming forces that is the posture check team, and Creeper Cobra's trying to walk back in on a point here. Corrupted Bit taking a stance on Shed. He's gonna shoot some spam, only gets 40 damage, but Mail, he found a scout alone on point. Little Boy's bombing onto the medic here, trying to find what he can, but miss. He's only able to fire up one rocket. It's a double soldier bomb onto Plat. Seaberg, they get a pick with the help of Corrupted. Creeper Cobra gets a pick on the Ranger, but what else can they do? Soldier is down. Scout's on point, trying to kill the medic. They need to get the cap, and they need to get some cap time because it's down on overtime now. Kirby's the only one up, and I think this is game. Checkmate, posture check. They take the game 3-1. And, yeah. That's really it. They'll take that first game, and I mean, that was a pretty dominant showing from Posture Check. They had a lot of good double soldier bombs. Obviously, I was just not too sure about how they were approaching the houses. Pinkman's, they kind of went at one point for a left house push, but they just weren't able to get anything with it. Ideally, you'd like to pressure point, and you'd like to see some more soldier aggression, but Amagi and Little Boy, they were just taking too many 1v1 fights that ended up being trades. So I guess it is how it is, right? I mean, we can pull up the logs if we want to look at the game, but that's really all she wrote in the book. So I believe Pinkman's now dropped to 1-1. I think they won their last match, but I think Posture Check won their last match, so they're either 1-1 or 2-0 if they've won this match. So let's pull up the logs actually at that. I'm gonna pull up the logs in just a moment here, as we're looking to find how these teams did. So let's pull it up. I've got the logs ready for you guys to take a look at, and let's pull it up, shall we? Pinkman's on the red here. You see that Ranger leading the way with 25 kills, but they weren't able to get anything else. On the other hand, when you look at the projectile costs on Posture Check, Lol and Zeberg 27 and 28 apiece. Corrupted Bit 18 and 22, but you look at the DPM, 350 plus on each projectile class. In the meanwhile, Pinkman's, nobody broke the 400 DPM barrier. Only Little Boy, the little bomb from the Hiroshima bombs, he got a 364 DPM, but what else can you write home about? Rail was there close behind, but 14 and 17, not really the scoreline you want to see out of a demo like that. But, you know, they did what they could, but the double bomb aggression from Posture Check was just too overwhelming. So in the end, it just is how it is. So with that being said, I'm going to throw it to a quick break. We're going to wait for the next match. And we'll be back very soon with the next match, hopefully.
is raising you up, but I'm cast down, down. Just trying to act like you wanted me to. Months go by, wondering why. Wish I could rise and fall when you wanted me to. I know what I said, I know what I did. I'm clearly out of my mind. I thought you wanted me to. Said all the wrong words in all the wrong ways. I'll disappear like a fog if you want me to. We do slow dance, no chance. You step back 'cause I'm moving into you. Stuck in a slow dance, no chance to go any faster. Disaster. Used to the haze, lost in your ways. You wouldn't dim your light even if I wanted you to. Left on the side, hardly alive. You couldn't make me hate you even if you wanted to. Wherever you've gone, no matter how far, I don't care if it hurts. I just want you back home. Whenever we met, however we grow, all the damage is done. Could you want me to? We do slow dance, no chance. You step back 'cause I'm moving into you. Stuck in a slow dance, no chance to go any faster. Disaster. Wanted by the sea, rising underneath. Nothing left to say. Watch you fade away. Wherever you've gone, no matter how far, I don't care if it hurts. I just want you back home.
If I like what you hate, will your colors separate? If your mind's not okay, I still do it anyway. So how do I go about you? I'm a simple machine, but my mind is hard to clean. No sign of the snakes till the ladder finally breaks. So how do I go about you? Look into your eyes, I can't find you. I don't know what happened to the girl I knew. When there was a light that would shine through, nothing could be wrong when I was here with you. We can bring the days back that we missed. Why should we keep hurting ourselves like this? How'd we get so lost in same old, same old? Maybe I would rather get lost with you. Why don't we escape when I could leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. I know we can get it right this time. Why can't we escape when I could leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. There's no way I'm turning back this time. What if all the words were understood? What if all the doubt was gone for good? What if I could bring the world to you? Could you live today like your last view? What if all the words were understood? What if all the doubt was gone for good? What if I could bring the world to you? Could you live today like your last view? Why don't we escape when I could leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. I know we can get it right this time. Why can't we escape when I could leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. There's no way I'm turning back this time. Don't you see there's nowhere to run? Don't you see your faith high? Can't you see the damage you've done? Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? Don't you see there's nowhere to run? Don't you see your faith high? Can't you see the damage you've done? Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? Closest part of me, it's always seen doors. I question, I don't know if I can take it anymore. Don't you ever wonder why you can't sleep at night? Bad dream feels so much better if you just wipe the disc, get clean. You can't keep living on this bed, air, thin ice, trap door. Feels so much better if you face what you can't ignore. You can't keep living on this. Now's your chance to stop running from the world. I get it. I don't wanna see you cry anymore. I've ground spins in the dark within your heart. Find dust, bliss from the dark. I walk the lines away with my heart. I walk into the rain. You can see through the soles of my shoes. Where I walk into the world, sinks down and rises again. As high as a siren speeding by. As far as I can see, I fly like a bird above the earth. But I walk into the world, sinks down and rises again. On the road the sun was beating down, but your eyes wouldn't steal away. Your words were spilling like their blood, and the water turned red, and I started sinking under. I tried but I couldn't swim at all. You tore into my heart. Your voice is still inside my head, but your light is really gone. Now I breathe the dark instead. I don't wanna be a wordless memory, but I have to walk away. And it all comes back to you. It all comes back to you. I don't wanna be a wordless memory, but I have to hope one day it all comes back to you. It all comes back to you. live with all these lies that you told. Thought we could have some fun. Everyone leaves and keep my eyes on the road. I can't. I'll fall apart, but I carry on. I carry on.
Hello and welcome back to the TF2 CC Winter Newbie Cup. I'm your caster Uncanny. I'm here with my co-caster Saucy Jack. We're now on map 3. On Gully Wash. This is Polyvinyl Rabbit versus Rough Riders.
Yep, these are the two most dominant teams as of far, both winning their previous 2 matches. So this should be interesting. We're expecting good play from both teams.
Yeah, one of them's going to take their first loss today. And for the rosters, for Polyvinyl Rabbit, we have Fish and RDG on Scout, Jolly and Esog on Soldier, Duboy on Demo Man, and Raccoon on Medic. And for Rough Riders, on Scouts, we have Cookie Genius and Samuel. And for Soldiers, we have Misanthropy and Botan. And Calypso on Demo Man. And Miss Cuppington's on Medic. So we're moving on to Gully Wash here for map 3. A lot of interesting nuances to Gully Wash mid, not a rotational like process. And there's a lot of things you have to watch out for here, because there's tons of flank routes that you can exploit during the mid fight, and it's hard to get vision on those if you're not playing in the right position.
Yeah, very, very unique map, I would say. Not rotational mid, so it's a very soldier-centric map, soldier and demo-centric map.
That's
I know
right.
from my experience.
That's right, especially on these mids. Soldiers have tons of options on what they can do. They can choose to spam out elbow for early damage. They can choose to go drop down to try and get the flank. They can do... There's all sorts of options for high bombs, so scouts really have to be on their toes to keep their medic alive during these mids. But the soldiers aren't the only threat. Scouts can walk up elbow or banana side. They can even get across point if the demo's not locking down the point. There's just so many options and so many different ways that it can play out. And it doesn't just end there. After the mid's over, you can attempt to catch players by rushing through big door. You got to be fast, though, before the other team can get out alive. Very rarely do you see teams holding second after a mid fight on this map. It usually goes straight to last, because it's just how close proximity it all is. I think the mid is closer to second than second is to the spawn. So it's really hard to set up a defense, an effective defense on this map.
Yeah, it's very difficult to set up a good hold on second after a crushing loss on mid, because in order to hold second, you have to take positioning in river, which obviously takes a lot of time for your combo.
And again, just something kind of unique about this map are just all these flank routes. There's long routes, there's short routes. A really common play you see in basically any div is when you're pushing second, you try to send players through the baby door to get behind and just kind of take that high ground and get some pressure. There's just all sorts of variations on that play. But you got to be really careful you don't keep choke open during that. It's honestly, it's I was just talking with Jack about this before we went live here, it's just a flanks nightmare, this map. There's so many
Yeah.
hiding spots to clear. There's so
hiding
much
spots.
to keep track
congested.
of.
Also requires a lot of coordination between your flank scout and your roamer, since it's so congested that your flank scout depends on your roamer a lot more. Especially when going for the aforementioned flank shove play when pushing into second, the demo will trap off shutter. And the two players will walk in through baby door, take high, maybe get a sack off.
Usually on seconds, the demos are playing around that shutter just because of how much space they control by having them. Jack, I believe you have the brackets open right now. What could you tell me about how Polyvinyl Rabbit has been doing so far in this cup?
Well, Polyvinyl Rabbit have a 4-1 win on Drippy Socks and a 3-1 win on Family Guy Creepypasta, so showing somewhat dominant control over their opponents. And Rough Riders, another dominant team.
I believe these are some of the current top ranking teams in the cup so far.
Yeah, Rough Riders with a dominant 5-0 victory over Satir Getig and a 3-1 victory over Who's in Paris. Very dominant team.
So I assume both teams are quite proficient in 5CP and Koth. But we're going to probably be seeing a lot of backcap plays on these games just because of that. The sheer number of hiding spots there are. There's at least, off the top of my head, there's at least 7 coming out of last to keep track of. And some of them are really sneaky, especially if you know about the pipe spot at the bottom of River. It's a very hard spot to clear just because of how it's just completely dark. You have to specifically look at it. And just pushing through these chokes is also just so difficult because of how tight it is. There's so many different places the demo can trap out. There could be somebody hiding an elbow in drop down. So while this is a nightmare for the flank, it can also be a bit of a flank's paradise too. Just getting those back caps, those med picks. All sorts of nasty plays can come out here.
Yep. We can expect to see... this map definitely puts a lot of strain on the soldiers, as it's so congested. It's definitely on them to be sure to take space through chokes. Especially big door and choke when pushing into second. Those are particularly congested. Very difficult to push through choke.
And just as a result of all this, this is an excellent map to gauge a team's speed. But it looks like we're going live right now into the first mid-fight. We're going to see which side these teams decide to go as they roll out here. Looks like Rough Riders is going to probably be playing on opposite side as the demo comes up.
Yep, demo rolls out big door. A lot of damage on blue team.
Red's demo goes down.
Very strong collapse from the soldier on point. It takes out Botan.
But it looks like Red Medic might be getting caught out here and has to leave. The soldier chasing and gets the pick.
Blue takes positioning. MGE going on and choke. This should be an easy pick for the scout. No, but Samuel, with the very good kill on the scout, is forced to leave.
Yep, Samuel is going to have to get out of there as Polyvinyl Rabbits here coming up with full ad pushing into last. They're going to take river space here and try to get in. Maybe they'll be able to pick that engineer gun before it's going to be a real problem. Red is going to be hard building this, trying to get some. Maybe try to even this out for the post, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
All right. Blue Medic is in river.
And it looks
Scout
like
is in water.
Looks like, yep, Rabbits managed to get a scout into water, but it seems like he's been spotted. Oh, the gun's going to deny.
Aiming the gun. They get the use in, get the gun. Scout is baiting point, and he gets the cat.
And there it is. You don't want to leave the scout unchecked in water like that. Can be really dangerous on the last push.
Yeah, Rough Riders. Nobody was in position to take care of those players. Too distracted with the Uber. But here we have another mid fight.
Looks like this one's going to be a little bit more of a normal style mid for Rough Riders here.
The
Blue
soldier's
Soldier's going to come in fast. Nearly cleans up the demo.
They clean up the soldier.
Cookie Genius just barely coming in to save his demo. That was very close.
Yeah, Polyvinyl Rabbit with 2 players down. They have to be careful about this. Their demo gets juggled.
The Rabbits are going to have to pull back, but keeping 4 players up, they might be able to hold this second.
Yeah. Combo is climbing. Scout Medic managed to get into River. Demo's alone in choke.
Oh, it looks like they pushed into lobby here, and they got the pick on the soldier right away. They're going behind them.
Entire combos behind them in lobby. The Scout should be an easy pick, but...
They're climbing up into heaven. They're going to have such good positioning on them.
Yeah, if they play their cards right, Polyvinyl Rabbit should not be able to get out of this.
The soldier is able to get through the choke uncontested. Red,
and the medic gets forced.
Pops.
This should be very good for Polyvinyl Rabbits here.
Blue's just going to have to leave here. There's too many down. They lost the high ground.
No, their med got locked out. The Shutter. This should be easy pickings.
No, looks like he still might be able to escape, but Cookie Genius coming up behind, possibly for the cleanup. Gets through Baby Door.
Gets cleaned up by the Scout.
Cookie Genius just barely missing that, but was able to have a pretty nice collapse. I think he was able to get the demo there. Well, it looks like Rough Riders are going to take this one to last.
Yep, very good collapse from the Rough Riders.
Uber's pretty even. Gonna just scope things out here. Looks like Rabbits are gonna come up with 2 off classes, Heavy and Engineer. The Gun's gonna be on the crate spot, and the Heavy's gonna be playing in water, just watching for that sneaky water play from the Scout. Rough Rider's gonna get some spam and try to, push him back a little bit. Maybe pressure for a sack.
All right, 1 soldier in water.
But
he gets seen by the Heavy.
Hang on, Rabbit's got a soldier inside lobby there, but gets spotted by Cookie Genius. And has to get out. Looks like DuBois has some pretty good pressure there in River, and they're not able to quite poke in as far as they wanted to. Now, I'm seeing Rough Riders putting a lot of players in River right now. You want to leave a couple in lobby just to make sure you don't get flanked like that soldier almost got them.
Flanks are open in lobby. If a soldier wanted to, they could shove lobby right out, but a Scout is not watching that.
Well, it looks like Cookie Genius has that covered for them, but Riders do have a soldier in water who has to back out from the Heavy.
Heavy's really doing a good job at denying that soldier, trying to pressure water.
Now, right now, what I'd be looking at is trying to get some more presence inside lobby just to help pressure things out. There's plenty of angles to spam that gun from. Launchpad and Shutter are both excellent spots to deal with that.
Very insistent on trying to pressure River, but they're rotating back to lobby. Soldier bombs Launchpad, gets good damage, forces them to regroup in lobby.
Now, I think if you wanted to play a little bit more risky and go for the more reward play, you could go for the Heavy, who's kind of isolated in water there. If you got your flank players buffed and in. Well, it looks like look.
They appear to be exchanging through Shutter.
Yeah, they exchanged through Shutter. Blues is going to be far better, it looks like. Oh, red-handed on the low ground. You don't want to see that. And Blue might be able to hold this last. They're getting some cap time. But the Heavy's going to be able to hold it. This is not looking good.
Careful. It's a 3v2. Demo's very hurt.
Yeah. Oh, spawners are about to come up.
Heavy doing so much for his team, getting tanked by Raccoon. Demo's so hurt. Their Demo should die here once the spawners come up. Give easy pickings for the super motherfucking villain.
Yeah,
and Red has
so we gotta make. So yeah, you gotta make sure you deal with that Heavy early on. You don't want to take the exchange, especially through Shutter like that.
Yeah, especially when there's a sentry. That sentry can really screw over your exchange because you spend so much time.
Misanthropy is going to go for the salvage on Raccoon, and he gets it!
Very good for Misanthrope.
That was a drop, too. Excellent play for Misanthropy there. You got to make sure you lock out that Heaven. And the Med needs to stay out in the open to get the Surf. But very good play from Misanthropy. And it looks like red might be able to push right back in through choke, and there's not much blue can do about it, and they're going to be forced back to their last.
Iron manages to secure a pick on the Polyvinyl Rabbits demo. Positioning on second. They appear to be
Red's going to be able to come in with full ad on this last, and they're going to make another attempt here. This time, no sentry gun, but they're going to leave the heavy in water again.
And no time for a gun. Red is in river, preparing to use. The demo bombs and gets juggled. They have to get heavy. Gets focused down in on point.
Oh yeah, this is looking so good, but they're getting cleaned up on the ground by all the spam.
A good collapse from red team. They unfortunately get cleaned up by the scout.
Looks like Rough Riders are able to take a round to tie things up. Going into round 3, a very excellent focus on the heavy there. Like I said, you want to get that early heavy pick because because if he's alive at the end of the fight, it's basically over. With the less players you have, the harder it is to deal with the heavy. Like, he's just not that big of a deal if you have your scouts, your soldier, and your demo. But as soon as you're down a player, it just gets exponentially harder.
All right, soldiers going up. Blues drop down. Hoping to catch the demo. Unspotted. Gets the pick on the net.
That's
Blue
one.
has to go for the salvage on Miss Cuppington.
He got 2 picks.
The demo's isolated. Easy pickings for the Rough Riders.
Photon.
Very good from Rough Riders. They should be able to get second into last off this with large ad.
Photon with the excellent play of drop down there. Was able to get 2 picks.
Yeah, strong showing from both team soldiers here.
Okay, we're going to be looking at setting up for last again. Once again, we have the heavy and water. It appears to be their standard play, and it's a very good play. There's you see this at all sorts of levels.
He could have been caught out, but the Jolly inevitably gets picked. Not good for blue team here. Really need that extra soldier for the
Looks like Rough Riders are going to take the Uber into last here, and they're going to end on the right side. This is so good for them. They clean up the heavy. It looks like they might be able to get this. The spawners coming in for the collapse. But the soldiers staying on high ground was key to holding that, like holding their advantage there. The scouts getting on the cap, making sure they get all that time, and the soldiers can just shoot down and get some of the freest damage.
Yeah, that was a very good Uber from Rough Riders. Being sure to end on height and then collapse on point when needed.
I think Rough Riders are finding this their groove as they keep going here. They're going to gain some momentum, and Rabbits are going to have to shut it down before it gets out of hand.
All right, good bomb from Botan. He's going to get cleaned up. He did make a lot of space for his team, though.
Botan is doing work on these mid-fights.
The soldier's really hurt on point. He's going to live. Maybe get an arrow from his bed, or not.
What do they know about the scout? Is the scout? Oh, he almost made it out, but he was caught.
Trade scouts, good awareness from the demo to set up those traps and choke.
Raccoon needs to be careful here, otherwise he could get caught by the double bomb, and it's going in, and they clean him up. And Jolly's gonna try and get a pick, and he just barely misses it. He nearly picked off the demo there, but did lose his med. I think the med should have gone shutter there just to play it a little safer. There's risks to both. It's so easy to get cut off and shutter too. It was very difficult for Raccoon to get out.
Shutter's definitely a lot faster. Took a bit too much time to climb. If he got out, maybe he could even things out for his team. But now this is going to be big ad for blue team here. Or not blue team, red team.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Well, but they don't. But they don't clear the gun. Misanthropy clers the gun, but they still have the heavy to deal with. If they don't get him fast, it's going to be over. They have Pyro coming out. Ooh,
and on point. Very good focuses from Rough Riders there.
Like I said, Rough Riders' momentum is building here, and if Rabbits doesn't make an effort to stop it, it's going to be really difficult from here on. They need to work. Rabbits need to work on shutting down those soldiers early, because there's big plays coming out of Rough Rider soldiers on these mids.
Maybe you'll see another drop down play from Rough Riders.
Yeah, I would be thinking about that drop down play again. It's worked pretty well so far, but both soldiers are going to come up their own side. Rough Riders playing together.
Defensive mid here. Soldier bombs high. Esog is very hurt.
Cookie Genius looking for the flank play. but get
managed to
shut
get that
down
pick
by the
on
soldiers.
The soldiers are... That soldier's going to get cleaned up on by the Hisog. Alright, Demo's isolated on right side. Should be very good for easy pickings for the scout.
Yeah, it looks like the medic got cleaned up in the chaos there. So it's gonna be
happening near
it's gonna be
Big Door.
slight ad for Rough
Let's
Riders.
see if they manage to clean up the scout.
Cookie Genius just wanted that last pick there, just to buy him just one more pick, but he doesn't quite get it. Well, I don't think he was going to get out, so he was right to get a little bit of greedy for that one. It was going to be really difficult for him to get out alive. But it looks like Rabbit might be able to stop Rough Riders' momentum here.
Rough Riders taking positioning on second.
Looks like Ubers are going to be relatively even despite the difference in med spawns there. You got to make sure you're sending your scout back to make sure you keep that ad. But things are going to be playing out pretty even here. It looks like we're going to be the Rabbits are going to be looking. It seems like they're expecting Rough Riders to push in here, as both soldiers are in hiding places right now.
Botan waiting at Big Door, maybe anticipating a flank push to get a...
I think he might be able to get something here because the scouts are poking in. They might get lured in. The Botan drops down maybe a little bit too early.
Too early, gets cleaned up. Unfortunately, doesn't get Isog.
Botan was in a very nice position. Oh, we see the Rabbits coming out with a use, but it's not very... I don't think it's very good. They're going to end it in lobby.
Soldier bombs point, only to get cleaned up by the Demo. This is very good for Rough Riders here. Easy, good pipes from Iron.
Raccoon might be caught out here in Big Door in the medic 1v1. Things are going down in Big Door.
He
got a saw,
Iron
I think.
The med.
I think Rough Riders just got a saw. Which is going to bring their ad up that much more.
Good pipes from Iron. Catching that scout.
Oh, I think Iron needs to back off here before he gets caught out. His team not quite with him. And Rough Riders are going to be able to push mid here with 50 ad. 50 ad and 3 picks.
Big Door is not being watched. It's
4 picks. Rough Riders are able to push into this mid without even needing the ad. They just got 4 players there picked off one by one. And I think the Rabbits are just going to have to give up second too as Rough Riders get in through Big Door here. Just facing the one soldier who he just barely gets out.
Scout possibly gets a pick on the soldier. Needs to be careful. Okay, yeah. Barely gets out.
Now, if you're Rough Riders in this situation, you need to be very careful you don't overextend, because you already have the ad, so you don't want to lose players while you're at it. So you need to play together. You need to spot things out and to find those off classes and use it as soon as possible so the med doesn't have a possibility of getting, which is exactly what they're going to do here, going to last.
Bombs in. Doesn't connect back up with his med, so he never really gets cleaned up. The collapse on point.
I think Rough Riders just got that a very good use of their 50 ad. They're coming in through River and able to clean up very quickly, which is going to bring us to a 1-4.
It's plenty of time Demo to be careful when bombing in with Uber.
Yeah, there's plenty.
You go on.
Yeah, there's plenty of time left on the clock here, so Rabbits could potentially turn this around if they're able to stop the momentum, but it's not looking good for them.
Alright, early bomb from Botan. Will get cleaned up by the scouts. Both scouts drop down on lower. Very dangerous from the polyvinyl Rabbit scouts, leaving their med very vulnerable to bombs, though they don't take advantage of this.
Yeah, I don't think Rough Riders noticed that both scouts were on the ground there. They could have possibly walked there and got some pretty big damage, but things are still looking okay.
Polyvinyl Rabbits getting forced out. They should just leave here.
Yeah.
Don't have positioning. They could get that pick on the soldier.
Rabbits don't even have yet, and Rough Riders do. This is very bad. They're going to have to back out. Looks like the Rabbits med wasn't quite able to heal as much as Rough Riders as they get pushed out into second.
Right. Scout gets into lobby alone. Has to be careful without a soldier with him. Can only take so much space. Their combo Rough Riders combo gets into lobby behind the polyvinyl scouts.
This is the second time they've done this today. This is excellent though. Both their soldiers are 10 health. This could
Rough Riders combo Ubering in through river onto the demo.
Their soldiers aren't going to be in this fight. They're just too weak. This is really bad for Rough Riders. They just don't have the players.
Iron very isolated. Easy pick for Polyvinyl Rabbit, and very good for Polyvinyl Rabbit.
Yeah, it's just
Red doesn't have a demo. They can't lock out those chokes nearly as efficiently.
It's something very easy to miss. You're used to just seeing or looking at if you have players alive or not, but maybe you missed that they have 10 health, which Rough Riders had 2 soldiers with 10 health there, so they couldn't collapse. They were scrounging around for packs, just finding a way to get back into this fight, but it was already too late.
All right, Rough Riders pressuring Big Door, trying to catch out the soldier. He just gets out.
Hotan making some space. Oh, just barely misses the garden. Oh no, he has. I'm sorry, he has the pickaxe.
Minecraft's the polyvinyl demo. Soldier gets out into their lobby, and Rough Riders will take this.
Looks like they're going to take this into last here. This is very dangerous for Rabbits. The Rough Riders only need one more cap here to seal away this map for good.
Big ad from Rough Riders here. They choose to use directly in through Shutter. Gets juggled by the demo. Demo gets cleaned up by the sentry gun.
Oh, it could be over very soon if that heavy goes down. But the heavy stays up with the arrow tanking.
Yeah,
Jayy just barely matrix dodging those rockets there at 5 health.
Yeah, very poor Uber. Used directly in through Shutter and gets juggled, and they fail to deal with the sentry gun or the heavy before the Uber is over. And so the collapse is very easy, because health and positioning is very weak. Not to mention they ended on low ground.
Yep, I think Shutter uses are pretty risky overall. That they can be extremely rewarding. Hang on, we have Cookie Genius going behind on the medic and gets cleaned up. Yeah, I think he got spotted a little bit too early there. But hang on, we got Misanthropy going in on Raccoon again. Is he able to pick it off? He's still alive. Oh, he did get it.
Able to get Raccoon.
Hang on. I did miss that. Looks like he got the pick.
Very good for Misanthropy. This is going to secure very good ad for Rough Riders. They should be able to take this directly into second.
Misanthropy is getting a lot of great salvage plays today. He got the med drop earlier. It's just really easy to get caught out on the second because there's a whole lot of low ground here. Easy to get caught on.
Only 2 players on second right now.
Rough Rider's going to have full ad. They're going to try and hold second just to buy them some time.
Alright. The flank from Rough Riders cleans up the demo. Very important pick.
Villain dropped down. He's going to die. Raccoon is getting left alone in heaven. Raccoon needs to get out if they're going to have any hope of holding this last. Dancing
Scout is isolated on second. Alright, they managed to get this dry.
Rough Riders still have 60 ad here. This is going to be really bad for Rabbit as they get forced into the last again.
Alright, the classic heavy and water, as they usually do.
I mean, the heavy and water hasn't been working too bad for them so far. You just got to make sure to get that buff before you go down. This 450 health is a lot to deal with for... it's a lot to deal with if you're not a sniper or a spy.
Alright, they use in through river. Demo
Iron getting some. Iron got some huge damage there and completely forced them out of the side. And Rough Riders takes Gully Wash 5-1 against Polyvinyl Rabbits.
The Polyvinyl Rabbits barely manages to get Uber, but they weren't fast enough.
Yep. I think if they kept one of their scouts on high ground and just kept building there, they might have been able to get an Uber and just be able to flash the heavy there and keep them alive a little bit longer. Like I said, the heavy and water is not a bad play at all. It's very effective and can be hard to deal with just because of how far out you have to reach for that damage. But just some excellent soldier plays from Rough Riders, especially on mids. Botan having some excellent mid-fight bombs and Misanthropy with some just beautiful salvage plays.
Yeah, I really liked how both teams played their exchanges. The soldiers made a good point of collapsing just as the Uber ends. Though Blue Med was occasionally being caught out by the demo, it's important to know when you have to leave, when to cut your losses, and just leave to last.
Yep.
Because medic living after exchanges is extremely important.
All right, so we're gonna pull up the logs here and have a look at those in a second. So we're gonna have those pulled up right now.
Appears that Iron was doing a lot for his team. 389 DPM.
Yeah,
Really
I saw.
spreading that damage and controlling that space.
Yeah, Iron was very good at that, especially taking his Ubers into last there. He was able to just lock out that right side door there and keep it clear for the rest of his team to come in. Looks like Rough Rider scouts were doing quite well. Both of them breaking the 200 DPM barrier, which I mean, for a lot of games, it can be kind of hard to break that barrier, especially if there's a lot of stalemates. But there weren't very many stalemates today. They kind of kept things moving.
Goalie especially.
Yeah.
Very congested map. Rough Riders was doing a very good job at catching the med. Raccoon.
Yep.
Especially after exchanges.
Yeah, Raccoon was getting caught out there a lot. It's like sometimes their scouts just weren't close enough to be able to get that scout speed, maybe get that surf to get out. But if you don't know to climb on Gully Wash second, it can just be so easy to get caught out. You got to play super passively. Soldiers can just bomb in, clean you up, and there's just not much you can do about it.
Yeah. You definitely have to hedge your bets when climbing. When you're climbing, it takes so much time, it makes it easier to get caught out, but you get better positioning. But if your goal is to just leave as fast as you can, you want to go through Shutter, since it's a lot faster. It's also important to note the very strong showing from the Polyvinyl Rabbit soldiers, both getting 300 plus DPM.
Which is excellent on this map. Like we were talking about at the beginning, good soldier play is critical to this, as they both teams demonstrated to us. But just getting that high ground on second, it's the only high ground that's really present in like this whole map. At least that's relevant to the fight. You got to take that high ground, and it's critical that you hold on to it until the very last second when you can get that collapse on the ground. And I think Rough Riders knew that, because at least twice they were able to get their combo through the Shutter and behind and just climb up before they initiated that fight, which really, I think, helped them get through these second fights and made sure that they had the ad they needed to push last.
One thing that's risky about pushing second is it's important to note that mid and second cap at the same rate. So when pushing out of second, you have to be very wary of rat plays when pushing in and out of second from mid.
Yeah, that's something I try to look for. It is a difficult play to execute, but if you see people going behind you on second, you can brute force your way through the choke and just try to get as many bodies as you can on the midpoint to just start capping, because it's extremely difficult to out cap, because as Jack just mentioned, they cap at the same rate, and I believe that's the only map in 5CP that does that. Just an interesting quirk.
Not to mention, it also causes a lot of chaos, as one team or the other is going to have to send soldiers to stop the cap. And if you manage to cap second while the enemy team is on mid, you should be a pretty free last cap.
Anyways, this was a surprisingly good performance from Rough Riders for map 3, which is going to I believe that's going to put them at the #1 spot going into map 4, and they might be able to hold it until tomorrow. So be sure to keep an eye on them during playoffs. So yep. So I think that's going to do it for us for map 3. We will be back in a few minutes for map 4, and we will see you right after the break.
Always raising you up, but I'm cast down, down. Just trying to act like you wanted me to. Months go by, wondering
you hate? Will your colors separate? If your mind's not okay, I still do it anyway. So how do I go about you? I'm a simple machine, but my mind is hard to clean. No sign of the snakes till the ladder finally breaks. So how do I go about you? Look into your eyes, I can't find you. I don't know what happened to the girl I knew. When there was a light that would shine through, nothing could be wrong when I was here with you. We can bring the days back that we missed. Why should we keep hurting ourselves like this? How'd we get so lost in same old, same old? Maybe I would rather get lost with you. Why don't we escape when I can leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. I know we can get it right this time. Why can't we escape when I can leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. There's no way I'm turning back this time. What if all the words were understood? What if all the doubt was gone for good? What if I could bring the world to you? Could you live today like your last view? What if all the words were understood? What if all the doubt was gone for good? What if I could bring the world to you? Could you live today like your last view? Why don't we escape when I can leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. I know we can get it right this time. Why can't we escape when I can leave this all behind? Now it's not too late. There's no way I'm turning back this time. Don't you see there's nowhere to run? Don't you see your faith high? Can't you see the damage you've done? Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? Don't you see there's nowhere to run? Don't you see your faith high? Can't you see the damage you've done? Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? I know that your faith high. Can't you see the fault line? If I like what you hate, will your colors separate? If your mind's not okay, I still do it anyway. So how do I go about you? I'm a simple machine, but my mind is hard to clean. No sign of the snakes till the ladder finally breaks. So how do I go about you?
try, compose, hold it, don't move. Now switch it up and keep your mouth shut. Don't you say a word unless you say it with your body, baby. I suppose that you wanna tell me something, but I don't wanna hear it. Let me see it. Put it in your hips and shoulders, say it with your body, baby. So much talking going on. Yeah, but I'm just trying to listen to the song. Yes, I like you a lot, don't get me wrong. But don't say anything else. You'll be leaving here by yourself, babe. Put your feet right next to mine. Now follow me and we can dance slow. Don't you say a word unless you say it with your body, baby. Put your hands right here in mine. Hold on tight, never let go. Put it in your hips and shoulders, say it with your body, baby. So much talking going on. Hey, I'm just trying to listen to the song. Yes, I like you and I don't get me wrong. But don't say anything else, or you'll be leaving here by yourself, baby. And when you're speaking that body language, it sure sounds good to me, yeah. 'Cause when you're speaking that body language, finally starts to fly with the forest in your eyes. Your body language, your body language. Heart starts to burn, baby, I'm just trying to learn your body language, yeah.
And we are back at the TF2CC Winter Newbie Cup. We are on to map 4 Sunshine, and for this map we're going to be casting Penguin Fight Force versus Rat Gang. And for Penguin Fight Force's lineup, we have Johnny and Gary on Scout, Omega and Gaia on Soldier, 2 Amps on Demo, and Jello on Medic. And for Rat Gang, we have Raven and Heavy on Scout, Inui, I apologize for that, and Gadget on Soldier, Hajonk on Demo, and Luna on Medic. Now, Jack, I know you have the brackets open right now. Can you tell me how these two teams have been doing so far today?
These teams have been doing all right in the bracket. They're both 1 and 2, so that's 1 win and 2 losses.
So who are those against? They play some good teams so far?
So Rat Gang's first match was against Syllables. That was their win. And then they went against Shid Fard. Lost a close 2-3. And lost 1-2 to Family Guy Creepypasta. So not 2 crushing losses from Rat Gang side.
So you can expect some pretty good performances out of either of these teams. Please go on.
Penguin Fight Force is, as I mentioned earlier, also 1 and 2.
So these guys are probably going to be sitting at about the middle of the rankings right now. Ought to be an interesting match. So we're moving on to Sunshine from Gully. Sunshine is going to be quite different to Gully, but it's all when it comes down to it, it's not too much different from Process, which was played in Map 1. There's going to be a lot of controlling lanes and chokes and stuff like that. What I was thinking about when we were going into Sunshine is just how viable all these routes are, going from second to mid and vice versa. All routes are like I said, viable to push from second to mid because they all put you out at good spots. They can be hard to spam. You can push Valley, and that's a good spot to catch meds in Cafe, and you can push Cafe to catch meds in Valley. And going choke is just in general good, which is kind of different from the other maps we've seen today where there's usually only 1 or 2 good places to push. Like on Process, you don't really want to push IT all that often because it's so easy to get caught out. Just like Process, we're going to be looking at rotational mids most likely for mid fights here.
Yeah, unlike Process, it is extremely difficult to pull off the same kind of passive style of mid, so both teams are going to be either meeting or mirroring each other when rotating. And this map also has similar to Process, there's a death corner behind Tetris between Cafe.
You definitely don't want to get caught out there.
Get caught out there. Very easy for soldiers to bomb in there. Do a lot of damage, take a lot of space. It's a pretty easy collapse after that.
No, so something else is as a soldier, these mids can be pretty tough to play if you're not used to Sunshine itself, because there's all sorts of places you can play, but some of them will get you shot down very quickly. Like Bell is a very tempting spot to play on the tower in the center above point, but if you stick around there for too long, you're gonna get shot by every player on the other team. So you just gotta get there and you gotta get back out. It's a very hard spot to hold. There's also so many more options. Soldiers can go behind in Valley. They can go behind in Cafe. They can stay in their own Cafe. And if they have a good main caller for them, the soldiers can get called in and they can do some huge damage to a team's rotation if they come in at the right time.
Yeah, it's important for roamers to spam while taking attention and being prepared to collapse when needed. Another thing to note is when pushing into second, compared to Gully Wash, it's very easy to hold second, since it's way easier to take positioning. What you'll see is most teams, when defending second from mid, decide they'll hold concrete. And a very common pressure play is through Valley, because it's closest to them. And you're able to cut them off and take a lot of space, especially if they're playing concrete.
That's right. Your flank has to keep their eyes open to make sure that you're spotting these movements early. And something else kind of unique about Sunshine is the combo can look across and have direct line of sight on the other team's combo, so you can kind of see these movements happening before they even start. So you can usually, if you are looking in the right spots, you should be able to match the other team's rotations. But I think it's my personal opinion that second on this map is a little difficult to hold because, like I said, all the routes into second are viable. There's no, it's hard to call. While Valley is the designated flank for teams, it's hard to call it a flank because it's just as viable, if not more, than Choke itself.
Yeah, oftentimes the combo will hold directly next to Valley when trying to attack second. So if the pressure is going to be very good here, but it's also very easy to get caught out, as the flank will often have very immediate support from their combo. And
Yeah.
I've also noticed from my experience that second can also be somewhat stalemating.
Yeah, it's gonna. If both teams are even here, we can expect to be probably stalemating for a while, just trying to find that small opening just to get the force on that mat or just get a couple of picks. Oftentimes, if you're on your toes, you can get picks in Valley. It's so easy to overextend. But it looks like we're going live now. Like I said, there's so many options that the soldiers can take going into these mids, and it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. Like I said, you don't want to hang out on that bell for too long. You can do hiding plays. You can go behind. As both teams roll out, we're going to see if the demos decide to go Valley. Roll out. Looks like Rat Gang is going to take themselves all through Choke, while Penguin Fight Force brings a demo through Valley.
All right, Scout gets caught out early on Tetris. They have to be wary of this guy.
No,
I don't. Raven.
I know. Triple is still full health.
A little bit of beef from Rat Gang over there. The Scout is going to get caught out in Cafe. A lot of chaos going on. The demo was isolated on mid. He's getting caught out by the Penguin Fight Force combo, and easy pick for Penguin Fight.
Man, Penguins handled that really well. I thought for sure Rat Gang was going to take it when the Scout was caught out, but he bought them so much time to get into for his soldiers to get into such a good position for the follow-up.
Alright, the Scout isolates himself. He should be getting out here. The soldiers are double bombing on second. That soldier gets cleaned up easily. Rat Gang has to be careful here, because if they don't play their cards right, well, if they lose their demo, this should be an easy push into last. Wow. Rat Gang puts themselves in a very bad spot by getting greedy for second.
Man, the Penguin Fight Force's scouts there, Triple and Gary, both extremely aggressive on that second, and it paid off.
They definitely got caught out. It's important not to get too greedy, because they could have just held last there.
Yeah, you got to remember to cut your losses and pull back a little bit. Make sure you don't get caught out, isolate yourself from your team. The most important thing is to make sure that your medic gets out, so maybe you can keep things even.
Alright, Apps rolls out Valley once more.
Looks like they're rotating opposite of each other. The Scout goes down early. The other Scout might go down as well.
Raven is cleaning up the Scout that was isolated from his team.
Rat Gang in a very good position right now.
Yeah.
I don't see a way Penguin Fight Force is going to get out of this. This is very bad for them as they're just trying to worm their way. Maybe they can get Uber.
Penguin Fight Force staying in for a little bit too long there. They had an opportunity to leave their Valley and keep their med, but Rat Gang now has very large ads.
Triple might be able to get the demo here. Oh, he just barely misses it.
Yeah, very good from the Rat Gang.
Very good. Very good cleanup from Heavy and Raven there, keeping their demo alive. That was very close. The red med still isn't up yet, so Blue's going to be able to get directly into last here.
Yeah, not a good time to get a gun up. Evading the cat. Collapse on point. The engineer is meleeing the Ubered players on point. The Johnny is with his Uber saw out on the last point.
Well,
Rat Gang
when
will take
when
it.
you're desperate, you're desperate. But like you said, it was a little too late for the engineer. You gotta run the scenario through your head. You know they're coming. You gotta see that there's an X2 on the cap.
Yeah, can't go engineer when the enemy has
You gotta listen to your players and know if they're coming, and then you just have to come up on heavy. The gun is a very valuable thing to have on last, but it's better to just have the heavy.
Soldier doing a short bomb early will take some amount of damage. The scout is isolating himself in death corner again.
But he does get the pick for the trade.
Rat Gang is stuck in the death corner, making themselves very vulnerable to bombs. They are putting themselves in
Omega
really
with
bad
a
spot here.
beautiful direct on the demo there.
They managed to get picks on the soldier, and it's 3.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Rat Gang is caught behind here, and they're just trying to worm their way out. But Johnny's caught. He's only at 65%.
Raven manages to get the med pick. They use here.
Yeah, looks
likely
like
a force as should be a pick on the soldier. Be careful of the scout. Good rockets from
Gadget had some very good
Raven.
rockets there to clean up. It was almost bad for Rat Gang, but Gadget managing to win that 1v1 there.
Tripwall kind of with the force of nature out.
Is trying something new. I mean, I tried the Force of Nature once. It wasn't for me, but I'm sure the soldiers would be pretty mad at you if you
Demo
were
is
proficient.
bombing onto concrete, taking second. That Demo has to be careful. He could get caught out if the soldier was aware enough to bomb them.
Now for Penguin Fight Force here, they need to be careful not to put their scouts out too far, as Tripwall gets caught again in dungeon. And it looks like Rat Gang might be trying to get some spam out on the left side. Rat Gang might be able to use their 30 ad here coming into last as they're trying to build it out. And it looks like they might be looking for an opening right here as Tripwall spawns up. Penguin Fight Force isn't able to get any off classes as they come in and they get the use. Penguin Fight Force not going to be able to get Uber in time to help hold this, but the scouts are still
not
up.
Focusing the Demo. The Demo lives to keep those traps on the point, really denying that cap time.
Oh, and Johnny gets a saw, and he gets the Uber! Johnny with the saw! I don't think he had to pop there, but, you know, just to flex on them there.
Very ballsy
like,
from Johnny,
hey,
but
hey, I got an Uber saw, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Gadget peeking second, getting that information for his team.
And somehow after all of that, Penguin Fight Force comes out with 10 ad.
Alright, Tripwall's fighting in Valley. He dies.
Yeah, Tripwall getting caught out a lot. Well, you just gotta find picks where you can get them. Oh, Anui is bombing onto the open med. Johnny, oh, he just barely misses the last rocket there. Johnny living with 20 HP.
Very risky.
You hate to see it. No, I think he had a very good bomb there.
Yeah, very good bomb because he surfed out.
I honestly think the med got a lucky surf there. I don't know if Johnny saw that. That was very good, though.
Yeah, definitely have to keep at least one scout with your med in those scenarios.
We might be coming into a stalemate here, but the flank is trying to push Valley, just try to get some space. I don't think they're going to get anything off of that. Okay, we are at dead even Ubers right now.
Right, combo appears to be pressuring Valley. Oh, they backed out.
Okay, so they backed out of that. Gadget might be going for a sack here, but he's spotted. Is he still going to go for it? I knew he might be attempting from Cafe again. Gadget's caught out.
Gadget gets caught out, gets a little too greedy, somehow manages to live. Good serve from him.
Rat Gang is getting some excellent space here for pressure.
Tripwall is pushing Valley. Doesn't get caught. So, they got 2 players. Oh, there goes Tripwall. Enui in Cafe, holding very aggressively with his scout.
Now, I don't think that's too aggressive. I think he's holding in a pretty good spot, but he's sure keeping that scout out of the fight. Gadget goes in, and he's going to get cleaned up by Omega. Oh wait, no, he accidentally got himself there. I think Rat Gang's getting impatient. They might be taking the exchange here on Inui.
The soldier almost died near the pack.
Oh,
the
Raven
scout gets forced out. Alright, Rat's down to scouts. They do have one spawner in the form of soldier.
Excellent work from Amps here, just keeping things held down along with this flank. There's some pretty good synergy going there.
Alright, soldier's on the demo. Very good serve from Hong.
Oh, and the follow-up.
He has to be careful.
Let's see.
Two scouts on the med. They managed to get the fourth. Should get cleaned up very quickly. This soldier's isolated. Very good pick.
Now Amps should be getting in right now and helping out Tripwall here, but now they just need to preserve their ad.
That was very hurt.
Johnny, you need to get out. You have full ad, Johnny. Oh, and Gadget's on the chase.
All right, soldier's here to protect his men.
And Gaia the Knight in shining armor coming to save Johnny and his team's precious full ad. They're going to be able to take second back right away from on this as they get in through Shutter.
And demo is very forward. Gets caught out. Very bad for Rat Gang. They're going to need their demo in order to hold. And the med is very hurt.
Inui coming in behind on the collapse. Good damage on everyone.
Giacomo going for the med. He doesn't get it. Johnny is on Tetris. Goes after the salvage play. Gets cleaned up by the scout.
Oh, they need to get out here and get on second because if I was Rat Gang right now, I would be rushing down second to try and make this a last push. I don't think Penguin Fight Force wants to let that happen as Rat Gang gets in through
Rat
Show.
is in. Both of their scouts get
Luna doesn't quite have Uber yet. And Luna just now called as Johnny just spawned to get in to hold second. They need to get in.
Carl's in through Valley. Blue team can get pinched here. Rat Gang has to be very careful.
If Rat Gang uses on them here, it's going to be massive. Oh, but no, they dropped! And they dropped 3 more players. Oh, no! And Penguin Fight Force is going to get the deny here, but they got to make sure those forwards are locked out.
Yeah, watch out for the forwards. A rogue sniper could definitely wreak havoc on... Oh, Johnny! Scouts on Johnny! He lives with 1 health! Gets the arrow.
1 health! So close. Yep, and we're at 60 Uber ad for Penguin Fight Force as they try to take lobby space. Gaia goes down. Triple might go down as well. No, he gets the pack. And no, he's going to take this fight. No, he got out. He thought better of that. Look, looks like Raven is on Sniper right now. Might be trying to go for a hero play as he gets up on the right side and is probably going to scope on the Shutter. Might be asking Gadget to open it for him here and see if he can get a shot. Yeah.
Raven is isolated in lobby. This is very bad. He can very easily get caught out. The scout goes for it.
Penguin Fight Force needs to get going. The Uber ad dwindling. Now only 20 ad as they get into lobby just now. They might be taking this through dungeon. They're going to have to clear that gun quickly or things are going to be bad.
All right.
Perfect flash on Gary from Johnny there.
Redman is kiting to right, and they're going to use Uber.
Oh, and he gets...
2 players on Rat Gang.
The sniper just got the headshot on the demo. That's going to be so good for them.
Very strong.
The sniper needs to switch off.
But they collapse on the demo and the med, and that is a point for Penguin Fight Force.
Oh, that was so close. I didn't know who that was going to go to. Just an excellent headshot from Raven there, but...
Yeah, definitely a clutch from Raven.
Nearly salvaged that.
Now, I've seen that Amps likes to roll out Valley. Is he ever going to go choke?
Well, Valley's a good thing to default to.
It's a good thing to default to.
Yeah, it has a good stick early
go
on.
Left. Soldier bombs early.
I knew he just had 3 people on him. He was shut down. Gadget hanging out, and Bell is going to get shut down as well, but not before he gets on Johnny. But Johnny manages to back up. Looks like Gary might be caught out. But if he lives long enough, it's going to give his team so much space. Oh, he gets cleaned up.
All right. 4v2 in favor of Rat Gang. Johnny should be running away, but he's pulling out his crossbow. Gets a sock.
Oh, that was so close. If he had just had a
definitely
little,
fought.
if he had a little bit more, they might have been able to escape there. But if you're that many players down, you need to prioritize getting out above all else. Because
Yeah. They're caught out on the other side of their map.
So it
they're
looks
kind of
like Rat
screwed there.
Gang's going to be able to push this into last with full ad. The med's still not up yet. Trip wall still down. Scout peeking left. They're going to take this use in. Here it comes.
Soldier's holding
The,
too
the gun's
close.
not quite up yet.
And he's very hurt.
Gary on Engineer getting cleaned up.
All right, and they get the cat.
Man, a very even and interesting game so far. Good plays from both sides.
Very back and forth.
Well, we should keep our eyes on the demos here, because the demos are dominant on mid fights. They can control all this ground space.
Both teams definitely love to commit early.
And
on
if you
these
can't,
mids.
and I mean, if you're not able to rocket jump, it's so hard to get up on these, like on Tetris and Bell. A very good early stick on a Newbie there. He might,
and
and he gets cleaned up by Gaia. Very good.
Very good from Guy Como.
Yeah.
One fight happening on Bell Tower. The soldier will get cleaned up. And Gadget is doing so much damage to their whole team. Gets cleaned up by
Oh, Gary got
but-
arrowed by the med. I think that's the med's second kill today.
Luna's fragging. The soldier gets caught out. Does trade though.
And once again, Johnny and Amps caught in the
3v2.
Yeah.
The med gets piped. Both meds die here, but Heavy and Wrecking inevitably comes out on top.
Yeah, they're keeping things pretty close and interesting for most of these mid fights.
All right, they got 3 players on second. They might potentially be able to hold this.
Trip wall going in. Is he going to clean up the demo? He gets the demo! An excellent trade for Penguin Fight Force there. Trip wall picking off the demo. It's going to be that much harder to push in.
Yeah, definitely a lot harder to lock out those chokes without stickies.
Yeah. Yeah, Penguin Fight Force could attempt something here, but it looks like they might just be able to keep them held back on second. So they're gonna, so both teams are gonna be building here, trying to make sure that they don't get build checked. So they're just gonna be feeling things out here, seeing if they can get a sack in, just trying to decide which way they should go.
A triple, very dangerous peek into choke, but does get out.
Well, I think we've all realized at this point that Trip Wall loves danger.
Living life on the edge. Omega will
Anui
go
is
down.
in from Cafe. He doesn't have a scout with him. Amps is going to try and save him. Johnny with some beautiful movement there to keep himself alive.
All right, Soldier will bomb in, hit himself on the wall, definitely screwing up his jump. Amps is really hurt, but the two players do get cleaned up.
The Scout v demo. Oh, don't disconnect from your med.
Yeah, very scared for
Luna's
this
going to
demo.
have to use here to stay
Raven
alive.
does fall down and get forced.
Raven should be... Oh, Raven gets the drop!
Johnny drops, disrespects the Scout. Very risky.
I don't know if Luna's going to be able to get out, though. No, Luna does. Amp is still on the chase. Luna goes into Cafe. I don't think they know. And Luna gets out clean, I think. No,
Yeah,
Amp is bloodthirsty.
Penguin Fight Force does like to hedge their bets.
Now, despite getting the drop there, the ad is not too crazy here. It's because of how long.
We'll get cleaned up.
Because of how long Luna had to run away there. And it looks like we're back to a mid-second stalemate. But no, Blue is actually able to get their ad back up to 40%. I don't know if they'll know to use this.
Very important that they end up using this. Stalemates can end poorly for either team. Best to use your advantage while you still have it.
Well, that's what we have sack waves for. Well, it looks like Anui's going to peek in the Cafe again. Specialty of his. And Tripwall running deep into Valley. The man craves danger and adrenaline.
Very dangerous.
His movement's going to get him out.
Lucky he didn't get caught by their entire team that was standing in the valley.
And Gaia, the knight in shining armor. Nobody's going to die with Gaia around. Both teams on even Uber. Rat Gang should be looking for an opening here, maybe trying to force one. Looks like they're going to take both soldiers cafe.
Triple very dangerous, taking a lot of damage on the flank, but he does manage to get out. Well, really likes to pressure those flanks. Triple should get caught out here. No, he lives again! He's juking everything.
The man is immortal. I think he's going to go test him again. It's like, hey, you missed me the last 2 times. Let's see if you can do it again. Oh, no, he's going for the high. This man is disrespecting you.
Honk is alone in Valley, quickly supported by his scouts.
With 1 minute left on the clock, Rat Gang needs to do something while the fight is still in their favor. But it is in Penguin Fight Force's best interest to just let this go to 0 second.
Rat goes in, gets struggled.
But Johnny eats a rocket, and it turns into an exchange. But Penguin Fight Force drops 3 players, and they're ending in such a bad spot. Oh no, Johnny's trying to get out.
Yeah, Rat Gang manages to collapse on concrete.
Will Johnny get out? He's making his great escape through lower left right now, and he gets out.
Definitely should have been chasing there. No point stacking when
Johnny is the reincarnation of Houdini here. Oh, but dies on last.
Rat Gang shouldn't get this. Good collapse from the soldiers.
It looks like Rat Gang almost wipes trying to push that last there. Maybe got a little bit too greedy.
Yeah, definitely too greedy. And speaking of greedy, this demo has 8 health. 2 chip shots from the scout could have ended him. But
and it's just the demo alive. He's going to get the pack, though. And he's going back in. He's not going to give this up.
He has no fear.
Oh.
No respect, but gets been torn apart by Gary.
Looks like Rat Gang's going to be playing Valley with their med. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are stalemating on mid and second. They just can't break this. But you just got... I would be getting... If I was the main calling right now, I would be getting impatient and I would be going for some, frankly, irresponsible plays right now.
Alright. Trip wall goes down. Rat Gang should be sacking off this. They don't appear to be going for anything.
Now, when you have a pick early like that, if you're in blue team's position, you're usually trying to get players in every door because, like I said at the beginning, every route here is viable. You can push any of these.
Yeah, that pressure is very important.
So if you put two players on every door, that puts an insane amount of pressure on.
All right, very important pick from Giacomo onto the Rat Gang soldier.
Hajunk got sent to the stratosphere.
Alright, Valley is being pushed by the flank.
Oh, and Tripwall and Gaia go behind and clean up the demo.
Alright, med is isolated.
Tripwall got the med. They need to get on mid. If they can deny this med, then second is free. Gadget going in for the salvage. Picks off Tripwall. Picks off Omega.
Very good trade from Gadget.
Gadget buying his team so much time. The med manages to spawn up and forwards, securing Rat Gang this second. But
yeah, full ad from
what we forgot about is Penguin Fight Force has full ad going in. They should be looking to buff up players and get in as soon as possible. Especially catch out these players who are a little bit forward here. Tripwall going down to a trap.
Very unfortunate deaths from Tripwall. That will definitely hurt their push. Definitely need both of those scouts.
I don't know if Penguin Fight Force knows that they have 40 ad now. It's dwindling. It's down to 30.
Looking caught in
Heavy
Valley.
peeking in deep. It might clean up Gaia here, but just barely gets out. Gary sacrificing himself to save Gaia.
Yeah, you definitely don't want your players to be dying like this while you have full ad.
Yeah, it's unfortunately gonna even out here.
Yeah, squandered opportunity.
Might have been able to break this, and we are in another stalemate. So, but Omega gets picked off. Newbie might be coming in for the counter bomb right away onto the med. And Gadget going in as well. So close. Heavy's in as well. Everyone's in on this.
Alright, this is good.
They go in on the 3-man. Oh, and they get picked off.
Very crucial drops. Without those players,
Penguin Fight Force needs to chase this. Despite being full disad, you need to get in there and pick off these players. Get that force.
Get that force. Med baiting his demo. Should get force here.
They did. Luna got forced as Raven comes out onto bats with the sniper. He's
Right,
gonna
this
think
should
better
be
than
edge.
back off.
Luna was on bats. Okay, this should be massive ad for Rat Gang here.
How long has Tripwall been on the shortstop?
Right, and he's very hurt on the flank. They're getting their Rat Gang is getting their spawners. Demo's alone on point.
Amps just needs to trap off that point so they can secure it as Penguin Fight Force takes the round to break the tie and the stalemate. Score is now 2-3 in favor of Penguin Fight Force as we go into the 6th mid of the map. 6 minutes left on the clock. Not too much time for them to tie things up, but still entirely possible.
Yeah, noticing a stark contrast in playstyles. These two teams definitely love to go in. Penguin Fight Force especially. Flank plays very aggressively, like to hedge their bets. Amps rolls out Valley again.
Getting some good early damage on Johnny there. Johnny has to back out for a pack.
Long gets caught out. Might live this. They're down their demo. This is very bad for Rat Gang.
Loses 2.
He's hurt on point. Managed to even things out.
It looks like Penguin Fight Force might take this mid.
Alright. They have to be wary of the salvage. They need to play around their med and keep them all safe.
Yeah, when you see the med walking into cafe like that, you need to take that space. Nobody's gonna have any heals. The pack is so far away. But Johnny was able to get back in time to help defend them against.
Alright. This will be full ad in favor of Penguin Fight Force. They just need to not lose their players. And then patiently...
Rat Gang has to hold here, otherwise the map could be lost to them. Being down 2 points with 4 minutes. The current score is 3-2. If it gets to 4-2 with 3 minutes left, could be very bad for Rat Gang.
Yeah, Rat Gang just needs to patiently work their way in. Getting the pick.
Gadget getting picked off in lobby. And Heavy getting a sentry kill.
Alright. The Uber's used in through dungeon. They don't get this gun.
Oh, Raven got the headshot on the soldier to clean him up. And another headshot
by Raven. Uber gets stuff.
Two picks off of Raven there to clean up. Excellent off-classing from Heavy and Raven there to help hold this. Now they've got 4 minutes to bring this to Penguin Fight Force's last. But
yeah, definitely didn't get that sentry gun dead when they needed to. The level 1s are very... Even a level 1 can make one hell of a difference. And Tripwall getting caught in again.
Newbie making some space for his team as they're trying to push their way through choke, but... Oh, and they get forced. 2 amps is going to probably go down.
Johnny is going to get caught. Johnny gets the saw. It's crucial that they get this pick. Johnny is still alive. Under point. Omega keep doing a very good job at keeping...
Newbie can get this last rocket here. Johnny! Oh, Johnny. Omega caught in the air right now as Tripwall goes in. Tripwall is on Luna right now. Luna is dodging them all.
And doesn't get anything. Very unfortunate.
All right, if you're Rat Gang right now, you need to get moving. You've got 3 minutes left. You've got the ad. You need to get this second.
They managed to get forward. Their demo manages to get forwards. They have plenty of spam to make sure that they don't get this for free. Possibly get a second, but no. The Scout and Demo both get picked out. Guy Como may possibly get out here.
I think this is very much possible that Rat Gang might be able to tie this up with only a few minutes left on the clock.
Tripwall playing very dangerously. Gets caught. Alright, Penguin Fight Force is down 3.
Rat Gang almost has it, and they're going to probably use into last here.
Humongous ad from Rat
And they
Gang.
get it! They didn't even use!
Got last dry. You love to see it.
Incredible plays from Rat Gang there to tie things up. We've got 2 minutes left on the clock here going into mid number 7. There is no golden cap. See.
All right.
Let's see. So let's see.
Ongoing choke this time, as he always has been.
Gary looking for some early damage. The longer Gary lives here, the better it looks for Penguin Fight Force. Gary gets out.
Fight Force. Soldier is isolated. He does manage to pick the med. They have to play safe in Cafe and make sure that Johnny stays alive.
Oh, Johnny might be caught by Gadget. No, Johnny gets the pack.
But the demo.
Gadget's still going. And Amps whacks him with the sign. Not my med, not today. But the scout
one more
comes
scout in
to try and clean
Cafe.
up. Johnny with 13 health. Oh no! He got the melee kills today. That was 3 in a row. I'm gonna have to play some Chivalry after we're done casting today. With 1 minute left, it looks like this is going to be a draw at 3-3.
Unless Rat Gang pulls a Hail Mary Cray. Trip Wall gets 2 shot in Valley by Heavy. Very good shots from Heavy.
I don't think you can cap fast enough to get this. Oh, Rat Gang is coming up on crits going in through Valley here.
Hail Mary Clay. There's such little time left. They have to get this fast.
50 seconds left.
Push their advantage, make the most out of it.
I think Rat Gang is going to manage to get second here, and they'll get the crits in time. If they can get just a couple picks with this, they'll be able to take this at the very last second.
All right.
Gadget getting cleaned up.
Gadget gets cleaned up. That's very important.
The crits are up. They're going to take this on a Newbie on the right side. And here comes the Crockett's. And picks off 2! He picks off 3!
This is very possible for Rat Gang. And they hit the cap. Very good rockets from Enu.
20 seconds left. That is GG for Rat Gang. An amazing crit.
That was a brilliant play from Rat Gang. Choosing to use the crits, recognizing that they don't have much time left.
That was
absolutely nuking them on last.
That was brilliant from just great rockets from Inui. A great call to go crits. Just excellent plays all around. Good job to Rats. Definitely the most exciting game so far in this cup. Look forward to seeing how these teams do later on.
Yeah. Strong showing. Very aggressive play from Penguin Fight Force. Maybe a bit too aggressive.
Yeah. So a lot of times the flank was getting caught out there, especially in Valley, just really testing them here to see how far they would commit for that kill.
Yeah, not really valuing their lives enough. Need to remember, even like 1 scout and 1 soldier, those can make a world of a difference in a collapse or a last hold. Just having flank scout especially, just having that ability to collapse and clean up on the soldiers and deny them, very important.
And I was seeing a lot of beautiful movement from both Johnny and Luna on Medic today. Both of them narrowly escaping many times over. Just some great plays from them. We're just waiting on logs here before we wrap up today's cup. Just a reminder, we will be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock to continue. Okay, we're pulling up logs right now to check those out.
Damn, Raven was definitely doing a lot for his team. 31 and 18 deaths with 274 DPM. Definitely a lot of crucial plays on Sniper. I'm managing to clutch out almost clutching out the last hold.
Yeah, two amps also doing a lot of work from his team. I was seeing a lot of great work from him, just making sure that damage was going out as he has a 316 DPM, which puts him at the second to Gaia actually, just by 4. But
very influential play from amps, getting 316 DPM.
But in my opinion, I think Rat Scouts really did a lot of work. Especially Raven on last was clicking those heads. It's just some excellent cleanup.
Yep.
But just an overall amazing play, and just excellent judgment from Luna there to go crits. Just because you're not going to have the time to get that Uber, and you can outbuild them, and there's just not much they can do if they don't spot that.
Yeah, that was definitely very good from the
In fact, even if they did spot that, it would be so hard to deny. You got to hold down those doors close. But I don't know if they knew they had come up on crits.
Yeah, Johnny fragging on mid with 5 kills, 4 with the crossbow and 1 with the Ubersaw. Managing to utilize the Ubersaw to its fullest extent. Maybe getting away with a little bit more than he should, but
like I said, both these medics had excellent movement. Like that's just what you get. Some good sauce. Yeah, it looks like we might be able to get Raven here for an interview from Rat Gang. I believe he was on Pocket Scout. We might have him in a couple minutes. He was excellent, doing some excellent work for his team, going 31-18, which is not too shabby. Yep. So thank you so much to everyone tuning in today to the TF2CC Newbie Cup. Thank you so much to Jay, who's been on production and was casting for match 2.
all right.
And we are gonna hop over to interview Raven right now.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to following the high of winning. Now there's no getting out of it.
Yeah. Good playing, guys.
Do you need more invites, Jay? Here, I'll get you. I'll just get.
Okay.
Wait, the one you have should work.
Welcome to Fireside Cast, people. We're here with the interview. I'm waiting to interview our boys here on Rat Gang. I'm waiting for my casters to find this channel, and there's my boy Uncanny. So Uncanny,
hello.
take it away.
Yeah, Saucy Jack is about to be here. We just had to get into the channel right there. Some excellent plays from you all, especially on that last push there. The crits was absolutely brilliant play, getting 5 picks at the end there. Was that Luna's idea?
It's an idea. It's an idea we've executed as. Yeah, it's something we've executed on in scrims before to varying levels of success. But when you're in that do or die moment, you let it rip.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta go for like the wackiest things when it's like last 30 seconds. Crits just so happen to be it at that point.
Yeah, sometimes I find myself losing track of the clock and I don't even realize it until it's too late. So good on you guys for making sure you managed your time well and making sure.
I was ecstatic for a tie, and then I'm beyond happy with a win.
Yeah, we were hyper aware at the time, sweating over it, but worked out.
So let's see. For you guys, that's going to put you at 2-2, correct?
Yeah,
that is correct. Yes.
Yep. We had 2 other overtime games. It's been a sweaty afternoon.
Yeah, it was definitely the most exciting match of the day. You sometimes would stalemate a lot when you're trying to push into second. So what are you usually looking for when you're trying to break that?
We're generally looking for hopefully a pick early. I don't think we were too successful today in getting those early picks, so we were just trying to brute force our way into them and hope it works.
I'm gonna be honest. I think they were just coming to you. I saw a lot of extension into Valley there.
Yeah, that was helpful for us.
I think generally we're pretty conservative, so we like to have Uber and a pick, which is hard to arrange. So we end up
as a team. As a team, we started off being super aggressive, and
I agree.
Our wonderful coaches, Shrunk and Brick, shout out to them. They basically beat all the aggression out of us and made us a lot more like uniform.
I came here 2 days ago, and now I'm possibly in the semifinals. So
yeah, we lost our demo, so we had to sub in Young Craig.
Yeah, I got noticed like the day before they started doing scrims, and I was like, all right.
I'm gonna have to let my producer know that I want to watch your guys' next game. whenever that comes up. Like I said, a very exciting game to watch, and a great way to close out today.
Yeah.
Glad we could provide it for you.
Couldn't have asked for a better cap.
Yeah, Jack, you got anything for us?
That was a very impressive play going crits when you were aware of the timer. And yeah, I just wanted to compliment you.
The Hail Mary play.
The Hail Mary crits? Well, you didn't have much time left, and the claps was very good on last. Good
Also,
showing from your soldiers.
Raven, we didn't miss those snipes. Some really good salvage from you there.
Yeah, I'm shaking. When I'm sniping, I'm death grip from a mouse. Now my hand hurts. I'm trying to shake off the. Shake it
Mostly
off.
on the relief, they didn't have a pyro on last. That could have really changed things.
Yeah, pyros can be especially difficult to deal with. We deal with that on our own team, and we're still working out how to do that.
We got
it's
shut
not
down
easy.
Gully Wash with pyros.
Oh, pyros are merciless on Gully Wash, especially last point. Just you have to take the double scout, and you have to get them immediately, otherwise your Uber's over. Well, yeah.
You have any shoutouts?
Yeah, Raven, you have any shoutouts for us?
Rat Gang, go Rat Gang.
Go Rat Gang.
Shoutouts for
hashtag Rat Sweep.
Yeah.
So far, my favorite team so far in this cup.
Yo, feels good.
Anyone else got any shoutouts?
I got a shout out.
Oh, go for it.
Shout out Resi Desi and Harat. That's it.
I also have a shout out. Shout out to Festive Companion Cube. That's the reason I'm even here. Got notified by him, so. And shout out to Brick and all of you on the team. Kind of got hard carried in 2 days, learned how to play competitive, and now I'm here. So shout out to all of you.
Yeah, it's very impressive that you guys are picking this up in such a short time. It makes me so happy to see new players in the game, and I hope you guys are able to continue this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's totally up to you. It's a wonderful scene. I've had so much fun in it. I think I'm on my 5th season now, so I've been in it for about a year, but I've been playing TF2 for much longer than that. And I think Jack's been playing competitive for a similar amount of time, right?
Yeah, about 2 years.
Oh, even longer than me. Okay.
Well, that depends if you count the hiatus I took between 2021 and 2022.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely very rewarding, and just a whole lot of fun. I don't think I wouldn't play it if it wasn't fun.
Yeah,
it's definitely a good experience.
Yeah, but ultimately, every single part of this win, as much as every single member of our team, even the ones who couldn't be here today, Entropy, don't think I forgot about you. But every single part of this win goes to Brick and Trunk. Ultimately, we came in being pretty goofy, pretty weird, but none of this would have been possible without us, without them. None of these rotations, none of the movements. And probably not all the practice we would have had without them. As much as, they hate some of the full-time snipering or the goofy stuff we do, we absolutely love them. And having met some of the other coaches, there's no one else I would have rather have had. So thank you, Trunk and Brick.
Absolutely, thank you.
Well, I think what you'll find as you continue to go on, if you decide to continue playing, this match wasn't all that strange in terms of weird strategies.
Oh, we did some goofy stuff in scrims that we've been told off for. Don't worry. There's some stories there if you can get them out of them.
God, that was like first scrim that I did. I went. Oof. It was rough.
Oh, don't
I
ever
do have
stop.
a shout out. Shout out to my mom and dad. Hello.
Shout out to his mom and dad.
Yeah, shout out to his mom.
Yeah, his mom is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, bros.
Yeah, we're all very happy with each other. We've talked about continuing on. We most likely will. So there's more on the cards for Rank Gang. Don't you worry.
All right, do we have any other shout outs before we wrap things up here?
Not really.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for letting us pop in. this has been TF2 Center Newbie Cup, day 1. I'm Uncanny and my co-caster Saucy Jack with Jay on production, and we will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
If I like what you hate, will your colors separate? If your mind's not okay, I still do it anyway. So how do I go about you? I'm a simple machine, but my mind is hard to clean. No sign of the snakes till the ladder finally breaks. So how do I go about you?